My son was my world, and I kept thinking, what if someone else is doing something to him and I'm not there to protect him? What if Tommy is touching him the wrong way, or yelling at him, or hitting him, and I'm not there? What if I'm just gonna hear the stories later? My son was everything. I contemplated of killing them or dying, so I couldn't bear the pain. Couldn't imagine not holding my son.
We are here with Ben, aka King Azoulay. How you doing, sir?
Good, brother. Thank you for having me.
It's really good having you here. It's really good having you here because I think there's going to be a fantastic interview about the realities of the world. But before we dive into the topic, tell me a little bit about your bio, who you are. I know you're very popular out there, but for the people that don't necessarily know you, your life, your experience, and what made you who you are, tell us a little bit.
So I'm Jewish, Israeli American. I was born in the U.S., but was raised in Israel till I was 10. And we came back here and lived here ever since. I've had a very, let's say, complicated life, which at the end of the day, I looked at it in a way where I could either be a victim or I could be a warrior. I could either be the victor or victim, right? Mm-hmm. So I decided I'm not going to be just another character in the story that's a victim. I'm going to be the author, and I'm going to change the script a little bit. So when times got really hard, I looked at it and said, you know what? I'm not a survivor. I'm a warrior. I was pretty much retired for a very long time. I did very well in business, made a lot of money by the time I was 24. And I had enough money to retire. I retired at 24, stopped working. At 27, I had my child. Once I had my child, I was full-time with him for a year. And then some things happened, which we'll talk about later. But about 3 years ago, I decided to get online on social media. There's a lot of good friends of mine that said that the world is missing people like me, people that are willing to speak out loud, people that are not afraid to say what they think. What's in my heart is also at the tip of my tongue. I speak it out. You're always going to like me for who I am, not for who I'm not. So I tell people, like, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. But everybody want to be somebody instead of just being themselves. And it takes time to build your own character, to know who you are as a man. And the hardest decision you'll have to make as a man is, what is it that I want to do for the rest of my life? And then going out there and committing to it. People are having a very hard time committing to something today. And I think showing them that I'm someone with a lot of discipline, someone who takes care of his physique, which is funny because I never really talk about bodybuilding, although I know everything about the body. You know, I competed in bodybuilding. I have a way different physique from most people because when I train extremely hard. So dense physique, dense muscles, very nice muscle maturity. Muscle bellies are always nice and full. So when people see me, they're like, you look like a bodybuilder. Why don't you speak about bodybuilding? But I never wanted anybody to take me as like this fitness guy. I'm here to help you fix your mindset. And there's something I created that's called the 5 F's that every man should hold. And I think it's something that we're all missing today. And thank God I have most of the F's. Now I'm going to work on my last one. I did have it, but it's gotten taken away from me. So first F, I believe that a man needs to have faith, needs to be very connected to God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sitting in front of you. I wouldn't be having this fight that I'm going to have. My whole life, I dreamed about having, a big fight, being in the UFC, being a fighter. Then all of a sudden I'm on social media and they call me to come fight in an arena in Florida with 30,000 people. Millions of people are going to view me all around the world just because they saw me on social media. They're like, we want to see this guy fight. So now I'm set to fight this guy called Gypsy Crusader on August 29th. It's going to be in Florida, arena with 30,000 people.
Wow.
It's like insane. That's my first fight. Like that many people are going to show up to come see me fight and some of the other fighters. I feel like if you have the right relationship with God and you have faith, everything will fall into place. Because I don't just thank him when things are really good. I don't go to him when things are really bad. I speak to him throughout the day.
Yeah.
And this is also something that I've told many people. You need to have a personal relationship with God. For example, right now, if your mother came in the middle of the night and knocked on the door and wanted to come and shower, would you let her shower?
At my house?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Would you give her a bed to stay?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
If it was your sister?
Of course, family.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because you have a personal relationship with them.
Yeah.
But if some guy that you don't know knocks on your door in the middle of the night and goes, can I come inside? Can I sleep and shower? You've never met him before. would you really let him in your house?
No.
Right, you have to protect your family, right? Because you don't have a personal relationship with him. You don't know him. This guy might be danger to you. So imagine you pass away. A bad day is coming for all of us, right? One day we're all going to go meet him. And you get to his front door, heaven's doors, and you knock on the door. And God opens the door and goes, "Hey, Ben." He goes, "Hey, who are you?" I go, "God, it's me, Ben. I came to see you." And he goes, "I don't know who you are. Get the hell out of my house," and slams the door. Where do you go now? Why would God open his front door to you when you don't have a personal relationship with him? You don't speak to him throughout the day. You don't thank him. You don't consult with him. You don't ask him for ideas. No, you don't need God. The people that let God go, God let go of them too.
Yeah.
And you could see it, empty vessels. So every man I say, connect to God. In Hebrew we say Hashem. Connect to Hashem. That's the first F, faith. Then a man needs to be physically in shape. So fitness, right? The more you are in shape, the healthier you are, the better you're going to be for your children, better role model, the more you'll be able to protect your wife, the longer you're going to stay around. Fitness. Then fighting. You need to know how to fight. Through brutal competency, you could tell that the man is just a dangerous man. But it's important to be dangerous and know how to control it. So to know, I could hurt everybody here, but I'm controlling it. I will protect everybody here. There's a quote, I think it's in the Bible, in the New Testament somewhere, where it says, "He who owns a sword and knows how to use it but keeps it sheathed will inherit the earth." It's very true. When I walk into a room, you could see everybody looks at me. I'm attracting every male's attention. Not just because I'm well put together, but they see a strong figure. It's like how a gazelle knows that this is a lion. How does she know to run away from the lion? They don't speak. She sees a lion. She understands it's a lion. It's danger. Back in the day, men that looked like me would walk into a place and it looked like danger. It wouldn't be, "Hey, we're coming in to have a coffee." They were coming into another tribe to take over the tribe. Have beards, were buff, maybe some tattoos. They were coming to kill. Right? So it's like men like me today need to learn how to be stoic and control themselves. But you'll realize that the ones that look like me control themselves the most, because this self-control that we worked on, people don't understand how much violence it took for me to become this gentle.
Great. That is a great line.
Right?
Yes.
So when you see somebody like me and you're like, okay, he's a dangerous guy, and then I walk in and I smile at everybody. They're like, "Oh, what a teddy bear." Then they love me. They're like, we know he could do some shit, but he's kind. That turns on every woman. That makes every man want to be your friend, because they're like, "Oh, this guy could easily be bad in a second, but he chooses to be kind." You know? He chooses to be nice to us. He chooses to just say, "Hey, dinner on me." Doesn't even know us. What a man. So when you get to that level of power and then you know how to control it, it's like today I walk on the street and people are like, "I want to take a picture with you." "Oh my God, it's you, King Azoulay." You know, some people come and they cry when they see me, like panicking. There's a woman the other day, she cried, she panicked when she saw me and ran up to me to take a photo and to hug me. It takes me a second to even remember who I am. Because to me, I'm just, okay, I'm getting online, I'm putting videos. I don't look at myself like some celebrity. I'm a man. Yeah, I crack jokes. I say I'm half man, half God, you know? It's like, I like to joke around and stuff, but really, it's sometimes I don't even recognize, like, I don't know why they're coming up to me. And then it takes me to say, "Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, I am him."
Yeah.
Come, give me a hug. It's okay. Yeah, let's take a photo. Can I please take a selfie?
Yeah.
You know, yesterday we went to a restaurant and they're running into the restaurant. "Can I take a selfie with you? Can I take a selfie?" And the kids are like shaking. Like, "Yeah, sure. We could take a selfie." I'm surprised, you know? So it's a beautiful thing. This is the sixth step that I'm going to talk to you about. But if a man could be very close to God and have faith, be fit, know how to fight. Fourth one, be financially free. I know there's two F's there, but I use it as one. Financially free. What does it mean financially free? Be able to take care of him and his woman. A lot of young men today say, "Oh, you know, women, they don't want to be women, blah, blah, blah." I'll be honest with you. Every woman that I've ever met, I never had that problem of she doesn't want to be with me, or she doesn't want to cook, or she doesn't want to organize the house or clean or take care of me. She never spoke back to me. Never had a woman who told me I'm going to go to the club with my girls or I'm going to go on a vacation. Like, I don't have that problem. So I'm assuming just men are not being real men, to where the woman just feels like she can do whatever she wants. But if I meet a woman, now I'm taking care of all of her problems. She has a flat tire, I take care of it. She needs to fill up gas, I fill it up. She has a car payment, I pay for the car. She has a payment for the home, you're moving in. I don't like her clothing, here is money, let's go shopping, let's change your outfits. If you know how to take care of a woman like that, what do you need? Nails, hair? Every how long? Okay, how much is it? Okay, here's double the money. This is for whatever you want. This is for this. Here's a drawer. There's always a drawer with cash. You need cash. You always keep on you $1,000 to $1,500 in cash. Here's an open credit card. As long as it's not, $5,000 or more, up to $5,000, you could spend it on your own. $5,000, give me a call. Let's consult. Do we really need it or not? I never had an issue with a woman saying I'm not going to make him coffee. Every woman, even if I needed to, even if I woke up at 3, she would wake up at 2:45 to make me coffee, to bring it to bed, to bring me the water, to everything, whatever I needed. Food for the day, meals, massage. There was never an issue of, I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. But you don't want to do it? Not a problem. Next time, I'll also not want to do it. Do you think you going out with your girls is affecting me? If I'm going to go out with my boys, I guarantee you it's going to affect you. Because when you go with your girls, you guys are going to have a drink. When I go to buy the club. And when I buy the club, I don't just sit with my boys because, obviously we buy all the girls in the club too. Is that what you want? Believe me, I'm keeping both of us safe by both of us not going out. But I guarantee I'm keeping you safer. Because there's nothing for you to find when you're out. But I guarantee you, when I'm going to go out, what I find there, it could replace you. Let's do us both a favor. We'll both stay in. You want a relationship or you don't want a relationship? I know how to hold my place. I'm a man. I hold my place as a man. You hold your place as a woman. The second you go out of line, no problem. You want a separation? That's fine. I don't tell you what to do. You want to go out, honey, do whatever you want, wear whatever you want. But when you come back home and that dissolution paper is there, very sorry. Yeah. But it is what it is. We can't keep going. I'm not here to chase you. I have enough wars outside. At home, I need peace. You're going to give me peace, we could be together. And today I say these things before I enter a relationship. Back then, it's like we had to work through it. Today, it's, no, here's what I need from you. All of your things will be taken care of. Can you do that for me? Okay, great. We'll have a relationship as long as I'm happy with you. You have to also be happy with the person that you're with. You can't just sit with them and not want to be around them. You have to connect the souls. And to me, I don't care how hot she is or how ugly she is. I care about how beautiful her soul is. That's like number one. Some guys like the body more than they like the face. Some guys prefer face than the body. For me, it's like, first I need the soul. Because the body will change anyways within time. I'll keep her in shape as much as I can, but the body will change. But the soul, that's coming with me to the afterlife.
Wow.
That's what I want. I want your soul. I don't want anything else. The rest we could work on. I also say today women are not ugly, they're just broke. You could get anything done. Yeah. You saw the transgender over there. He spent $100K, he looks like a woman. Yeah. Woman. I didn't even know that was a transgender until he said, how are you today? I said, holy smokes, what is that? So those are the 4 F's. And then you got the 5th one, which is a family. Every man needs a responsibility. You need a family. We're not built for a society that's going to have multiple wives and a ton of children everywhere, but we are built for a society to have one strong wife that could have more than one child. And unfortunately, in today's society, a lot of women don't want to have children. And if they do, they want to have 1 or 2. So it's making men that do want many children think, well, maybe I need multiple wives because one wife doesn't want to have many children. And a lot of women today, I can tell you, I've been single for 6 months now. And the women that I have spoken to, a lot of them are very selfish. They want the famous guy. They want the rich guy. They want to go on all these vacations. They literally want him to have money, not to be able to take care of her children in the future. So you'll take care of her needs now. I want to travel. I want to go see the world. I want to be on a private jet. I want to drive a Rolls Royce. I want to live in a big house. Okay, alone? You don't want children? Well, not yet. That could wait a few years. You're 30. How many more years? I don't know. When it happens, it happens. But for now, I want to see the world. So it's an issue because You have some really good women who ended up also meeting bad guys, who these guys dragged them in their best years of their life. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, no ring, no marriage, no children, and said to these women, well, you know what? I still have to build myself. As soon as I'll be ready, financially, we'll have a family. And these women were stupid enough to stick around. You know, we'll help him build. And the second he built, he dipped. That happened to a lot of women. I know that today more than ever because I spoke to a lot of these women.
So it's like a male and female issue, like that.
Yeah,
people are not committing to building families, building real relationships.
Most men today are diagnosed with what's called gamophobia. It's the fear of commitment.
Why is that, though? Why is that, do you think? I mean, because you look at the marriage rates in this country, and they plummeted. It's almost non-existent with this new generation. Mm-hmm. At the same time, you know, before you used to be able to buy a house in your 20s. Now I think the median age for people buying a house is now in their 40s, you know? Do you think that has anything to do? I mean,
yes.
These factors?
Yes. So I say this, monogamy came from the economy. As it got more expensive to take care of multiple wives, we went down to having just one wife. You've never heard of kings or big generals or emperors having one woman. They all had many wives. My ancestor, King Solomon, had 1,000. But the more expensive it got to take care of a wife and family, the less women we're able to take care of. Now they brought us to the point when we're not even able to take care of one woman. That's how you know monogamy came from the economy. Because today a man who works a normal job can't sustain his living. Imagine sustaining her living too. So there's guys who go, get back to the kitchen. Well, you idiot. You can't even pay for the fucking food in the kitchen. She has to work too. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? You can't talk like that, my friend. My woman loves being in the kitchen because I could afford a beautiful kitchen and all the steaks and the food and everything that we need. And she doesn't need to work. So what? Putting an hour in the kitchen? And I don't even understand people that don't like the kitchen because for me, I love cooking. I'm a chef myself. I'm in the kitchen. Nobody can beat me. And it's therapeutic for me. Like there's a few things that I do that is very therapeutic for me, which is cleaning, cooking, and watering my plants. Extremely therapeutic. He'll watch me. It's amazing. I watch you water your plants and it's like so therapeutic for you. Or like when I cook for all of us. Unbelievable. You know, it's like my right-hand man right here. It's like unbelievable. You just love cooking. So I don't understand at what point in time it became degrading for women to be in the kitchen. But I'll be honest with you, the kitchen is one of my favorite places. One of my favorite things to do is to eat. So you got the 5 F's and then you got the 6th F. Now, as you know, we have 5 senses as humans. A 6th sense is being able to see the dead. Well, there's a 6th F that is like a 6th sense, and that's being famous. Women today, statistically, want a famous guy 100 times more than they want a rich guy.
Interesting.
The currency of today isn't money, it's attention. If she's next to me and she can grab attention and go 10 steps ahead in the game, she's there. I could get almost any girl to come hang out with me and be on video just to say that she was with me. But my actual woman, you will never see on video anymore. Because when I did have my ex-wife on video, everybody was attacking her.
Attacking her, wow.
Yeah, death threats daily.
Wow.
Rape threats daily.
Why? Because they weren't happy with what she was saying or the company or whatever?
No, with what I was saying.
So because she was on camera with you and they didn't like what you're saying, they attacked her?
No, when she was on camera with me, she was just me and her walking, or me and her taking a photo together, or me and her making the king shot, which was a special juice shot. I was teaching people what to drink in order to get lean. There's little things. We're doing a video, whatever, me and her giving each other a kiss. But because I would tag her, then they try to go after my weak points.
And what kind of stuff would they say to her?
Rape threats, death threats.
Why, though? I don't get it.
Because she's with me.
Because they don't like the kind of man you are?
Yes.
Because are these like liberal type individuals that don't like the fact that you're a masculine man? Yes. They don't, wow.
So all day they make up stories about me.
And they probably like insulting her, saying that she's kind of like betraying women, whatever, by being...
So she needs to die, and they're coming to kill her. Oh, by the way, also because I'm Israeli and Jewish.
Okay.
So that was a huge thing after October 7th. So people were just trying to kill me left and right. Hamas had a hit on me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hamas put like $1 million on my head
Wow, dude.
at the time.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like when you are a strong voice, it is crazy what people will do to shut you down. There's 3 very strong voices on the internet. One has been already taken out, which was Charlie Kirk. Andrew Tate is now put in jail for the 2nd time for the wrong reasons. That is all bullshit, because if they really had all these victims, they would have brought him out a long time ago. They're not even bringing them out. This is all bullshit. Andrew and Tristan don't need to rape anybody. Even if someone accused them of rape, there's just some woman that wants money out of them. When I was 18, a woman her family said that she got raped at my house by me, my brother, my friend,
Wow.
all of that. When they came and they asked us what happened, I said exactly what happened. I said, it was my birthday. We had some girls over. She was one of the girls. 3 of the girls wanted to give me head. I agreed. I was fine. And when they came in the morning and they talked to me and I told them this, they go, yeah, but she was underage. She was 15.
Wow.
She was about to turn 16. But she told us she was a freshman in college. So I battled it almost all the way to trial saying I didn't know her age. That's not fair because her friends were over 18. So that's not fair. And her friends came against her and she didn't want to come to court. So she bailed. She was like, no, nothing happened there. She didn't even say that I did anything with her, but it was her parents and they sued us for $51 million. They didn't just sue us. They sued her girlfriend's parents, everybody.
Wow.
Come to find out, her psychiatrist brought out paperwork that she was addicted to ecstasy, marijuana, and alcohol for 1.5 years before she met us. So from the time that she was 14, she was addicted to these drugs. She was going out to see older boys at night, meeting them, sleeping with them. Her parents wanted to put her in boarding school, which they tried to make us pay for it and saying, oh, we're sending her to boarding school because she didn't want to cooperate with them. So they send her to boarding school and try to make us pay for it. It was like $100,000. So the parent of her girlfriend, forgot his name, but he was a big lawyer and they didn't know. They sued him. He goes, okay, let's get all of her documents, all of her records from the doctor. She had a psychologist, a psychiatrist. The parents were seeing a psychologist to speak between them, to explain to them how to raise that daughter. She was fighting at school. She was beating up kids.
The parents weren't together, right?
No, they were together.
They were together, okay.
Yeah, but they were older couple, very old. I don't know how they had her, but they were very old. And she would blackmail them by saying, I'm going to commit suicide or I got raped, leave me alone. That was like her go-to thing, to just make them leave her alone because she wanted to party. So they sent her to boarding school. When they tried to sue us to pay for boarding school, the father of her best friend pretty much was a lawyer and he had them bring all the documents, all the things that she's been through. And then they saw that they were speaking to the psychologist about putting her into boarding school, into Copper Canyon before this incident.
It's all premeditated to force you through false accusations to basically take your money, more or less.
Yes.
Wow.
They said that my brother raped her. My brother was 14. My brother was 14. How can you say that he raped her? So anyways, there was this guy online who brought out a year ago the lawsuit. So the lawsuit itself was done after the criminal case. And in the lawsuit, the parents said these crazy things that me and my brother dragged her from room to room and all of these crazy stuff, crazy allegations. But when the court went on, they asked for the criminal charges and they saw that in the criminal, none of this was ever said. So the $51 million, there was no settlement, nothing. It all got dismissed. The case got completely dismissed. But there's some guys on social media that this is what they do. They talk really badly about big influencers. So they called me a pedophile and a rapist and all of those things. So a year ago, she started getting messages of, we're going to come rape you because you're with a rapist, you're with the Israeli.
Wow.
By the way, she's Israeli too, but I guess they're saying that Israel is some pedophilia state and that anyone who supports Israel is a pedophile. That's what they're saying online. Now, what I just said will be taken out of context as well, where they'll pretend that I said that it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They take things out of context and they just post it like that. Look at what he said.
Yeah.
Nobody on social media goes to search the whole thing. They just see a line. So this, whatever me and you are having here, will be clipped up by bad people and will be everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah.
So for quite some time, people were like calling me a pedophile and a child molester and a sex offender. And if I were any of these things, I would be on the sex offender list.
Yeah.
So I even showed them I'm not on the sex offender list. I showed them that the case got dismissed, that at the time I only got what I said that I got. I said, I got a blowjob. I didn't lie. I don't believe in lying. Lying is fearing. I don't fear nobody. I said exactly what happened. This is what happened. I got a BJ. By saying that, they told me, well, not knowing doesn't pull you away from the crime. So I was fighting it and I was about to go to trial. And then my lawyer said, listen, you told them if you were to keep your mouth shut, the girl kept her mouth shut. She didn't say that you did anything. So if you were to keep your mouth shut, we would have been dismissed here. Unfortunately, you spoke. I said, what am I not going to tell him the truth?
Yeah.
I say the truth. I'm not afraid. So he said, okay, so you're going to have to take a plea deal now, which means not a lesser charge. It just means, you can look it up, it just means that I'm willing to accept what they're giving me. Instead of going to trial, because in trial they're going to say, well, you said it. So why go to trial and spend another 40, 50K with the lawyer?
Yeah.
Anyways, you're going to get that charge because you said it. So because you said it, it's too bad. You can't go back on it. So I said, fine, I'll take the plea deal. Because I was trying to fight it saying, I didn't know the age. That's not fair. So what if I told you guys the truth? But he said, not knowing the age will not pull you away from the crime. Not knowing is not knowing. It doesn't matter. I said, but she lied. She said she was a freshman in college. So that whole thing unfolded with the civil lawsuit. But the civil lawsuit was dismissed because everything they said there was a lie. So for a while, people were calling me these names, which I said, you know what? That's fine. If that's what they want to call me, you don't want to accept me as the hero? No problem. I'll come back as the fucking villain. But you're going to have me one way or another. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. That's your choice.
Yeah.
You want the best of me or you want the worst of me? Either way, you're going to get it. I'm coming for everybody.
Is that, I'm curious, is that the first time you've been false accused of something?
Yeah, when I was 18 on my 18th birthday.
How many?
That really like hurt me.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
And you know, back in February, the girl reached out and apologized on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll show you behind the scene. I didn't want to post it because I don't want people to go after her and say, hi, you know, you're a bitch. You know how people are crazy on social media?
Yeah, yeah.
She already went through it. It wasn't her fault. It was her parents. Her parents sued another 2 companies before and won the cases. That's what they do. They do lawsuits. They're 2 pieces of shits.
And it's too easy with the false accusations, like you say, like, you know, you might get forced into a plea deal. It seems as though that's like a weapon that's like used by a lot of people to target men like you.
Yeah, and I was 18. You're a teenager. I had a party for my birthday, but it taught me a lot because I went into jail for 30 days.
You went into jail for 30 days. Wow.
Yeah, they put me in jail for 30 days for getting a BJ.
And under the guise that you had like raped her, basically.
No rape. No, I got dismissed right away.
Okay.
No rape, no nothing. She didn't say that we did anything. It was the parents. So they only were able to go off of what I told them. She didn't want to testify anything. She said, I don't want anything to do with it. So the piece of shit parents threw her away to boarding school. Your daughter gets raped and you throw her away to boarding school? So all of it got taken out and they just went by what I said. But I was just a little boy speaking the truth. I didn't think that the truth was going to hurt me, but it didn't hurt me. It saved me. Before that, I was running with like Armenian gangsters and Russian mobsters and everybody. And I was a wild kid. My mother had cancer. She almost died. I was a fucking gangster. Everybody knew me in town. I'd walk into a place, people would piss their pants. I was very fucking nuts. It was like a menace to society. I should have been in jail for the rest of my life for the shit I've done. I didn't hurt innocents, but there's a lot of bad people in town, and I was coming after all of them. I probably would have ended up in prison for the rest of my life or would have been dead, one or the other. They put me in jail for 30 days. The first day I come in, I get in the hole. This Mexican dude, some Southsider, comes to, he had a little piece of, it looked like a shaver, comes to shave me.
Cut you.
My neck, to cut me.
Yeah.
I started fighting with this fucking motherfucker, you know? I beat the fuck out of him. Cops jump on me, pull me, put me in the hole. I think it was on a Wednesday or a Thursday night when they booked me in. So they came to give me food, and I said, I eat kosher. They put you in a hole. The hole is like little tiny square piece. There is a fluorescent light at the top. Everything is the whole room is spray painted in white, and the light never turns off. And there is a fan above the door. There is nothing to see through the door except there's a slate on the bottom where they give you food on the floor. And then there's no windows. And the light is always on. There's a metal bed dug into the wall. They didn't give me any kind of mattress. No pillow, just a sheet. The fan is always on. It's always cold. They come to give me food. I said, when can I see the rabbi? You know, I'd like to have kosher food because their food is shit food.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you want to see the rabbi? No problem. He's coming in next Tuesday. They starved me from like Wednesday night all the way till Tuesday.
You didn't eat the garbage food.
No, they starved me. They didn't give me any food. They just said, oh, no problem. You want kosher food, yeah?
Wow.
No problem. So they gave me juices and juice boxes and milk in boxes and toilet paper. And they didn't let me out once. They were supposed to let me out an hour a day, right? Because it's like a SHU program, but because it's not prison, it's pretty much solitary confinement. So they put you and they'll pull you out for an hour a day. So 23 hours in lockdown, and 1 hour they'll pull you out, either play some ball. It's an indoor yard, you know? I celebrated my 19th birthday in jail because I was fighting it my whole 18th. So by the time I went in and said, fuck it, I said, what did they want? 30 days and then they dismiss it off and you'll never see this case again? Great. They expunged it off my record. It doesn't exist. They only found out because of the civil suit. The civil suit is public, but the criminal, you can't find it anywhere. Wow. I even went to the court to try to pull out the criminal to show that guy that pulled out all the bullshit about me, to show him that the criminal wasn't like the civil. But they had no paperwork. They said we threw it away. And I even offered him, I said, you know what, let's do a lie detector test. So you could ask me, did you rape? No. Did you, whatever you want to ask there. Did you tell them that you got a blowjob? Yes. Like whatever you want to ask me about that night, ask me. And I'll prove to you with the lie detector test that I didn't do any of that stuff. And he said, okay, we'll do it with me. And then he just continued to make videos on me because he makes money off of making videos on me.
Yeah, slandering you and stuff. Yeah.
But him we're taking care of a little bit differently. You know?
That sounds very scary. What do you mean? How are you taking care of him?
Listen, when someone slanders your name and does everything to destroy you, when you have a moment to get him back, make sure to get him back.
Yeah, I know the feeling on that.
You know what I mean? Like you have to. If you have the opportunity, you could do it legally. You don't have to do it illegally.
Yeah, totally.
When you have money, you could do a lot of things legally.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so after that, were you ever false accused ever again? Did that ever happen again, that sort of thing?
So I started keeping cameras in my house. I decided after these 30 days, I'll never go back to jail. I've had multiple situations where women came into my house and tried to sleep with me, where I said no. And one woman kind of freaked out because I didn't want her. She came over and she was drinking wine. And she started screaming at me and why I don't want to sleep with her. And I said, I don't want to. And it was at a building that I was living at. I think I was maybe 20, 21 at the time. She started flipping out, ripping her shirt and screaming, rape, rape, I'm getting raped.
But she's getting filmed now.
But now it's in my house and there is film. She starts beating herself up. Crazy Brazilian chick.
Wow.
I go, okay. Okay. Yeah, continue. Good. Continue. When she goes to open my door, I say, don't forget to say hi to the camera.
Wow.
And she looks and she sees camera. And I said, the police is on the way. I called the police. They came. They arrested her and I did a restraining order against her at the time. And I've realized, okay, I got to really be careful with women. I got to really fucking be careful with women. And now more than ever, woman, sign NDA. Sign an NDA. You can't speak about my life. Everybody wants me dead anyways. Don't speak about my life. I'm not going to speak about you. Don't speak about me. It protects both of us. She signs an NDA. I can't speak about her. She can't speak about perfect.
Yeah.
Whatever we do is between us. You want to make love to me? All right, send me a video saying you want to make love to me. I signed an NDA. I can't share the video anyways. It's between me and you. Just in case you're going to say that I raped you, here to the cops. Here we go.
It's crazy because I've heard so many of these stories.
That's how worried I am today.
Yeah.
That's how worried I am, right?
It's, you know,
Right? That's how worried I am.
you know what's funny? Like this story you're telling. I mean, obviously,
But it's sad that I have to worry that much, right?
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to worry? Why do they have so much control over me? You know, Charlie Kirk, may he rest in peace. What a good man. What a good man. Every time I think about him, I want to cry. I remember when that happened to him, I wanted to quit social media. I wanted to stop. And it's almost like something told me, for him, I have to continue. So what, I'm going to end up like that? You know how many people were laughing at that video? Sick people, transgender community, how they were going after him,
Yeah.
you know, making all these
There was that woman
videos.
that was doing the shot, like in Chicago, like making fun of him and stuff.
The blue hair women, all that. Sick. How can you laugh at him? So what if he spoke? You see how he was shot, killed in front of his children. Sick. But he was fighting this bill that was passed here in California, for example. So in California, it's this. If I had a sip of alcohol and she had a sip of alcohol and we went back home and we made love, who consented to this? Because by law in California, you cannot consent to making love, even with your own wife, if you have alcohol in you.
Wow.
But she wanted it. Nope. She couldn't consent. She had alcohol inside of her.
This is if after it she says, "Oh, he raped me" or whatever.
Yes. I had a friend that was married, 4 children, spent 2 years in jail here. He was a lawyer. They came back home. His wife was drinking. She called the cops, said, I didn't want to have sex with him. We had sex. I was drunk.
Married.
He got married.
Yeah.
So Charlie Kirk was speaking about it, that young men don't want to sleep with women anymore at all. And he said, okay, you have to wait. It's better to wait till marriage anyways. But like the fact that you put that much fear into men, and then men don't understand, but they could also complain. If a man was drinking, he could complain, but men usually don't complain. It's the woman that will go and say something. But if the man was drinking, she wasn't drinking, he can't consent to anything, she just got a rape charge. Or if he's 18 and she's 17 and they just had sex, he's a rapist. Although she consented. It's called statutory rape.
Statutory rape, yeah.
Why the rape? Why the rape? There's a reason why they put that word there. They're killing men in California and they're destroying men in the United States.
And the Western world, I would argue.
The Western culture is destroying men. Men have no authority. Men know they have no authority. We know that.
Imagine what would have happened that day when that woman started beating up herself to make it seem like she was raped and abused by you, and you didn't film it. What do you think would have happened in that story if you hadn't filmed it?
After that first case that I had, that they pretty much had me in court in front of them having to fight bullshit charges, that second one, they would have been like, too coincidental.
Yeah, you're done. You're done at that point.
Yeah, 30 years in prison.
So yeah.
30 years. I think, and this is what it should be, but obviously society does not want men to have power. But if a woman accuses you and false accuses you, and it comes out that she falsely accused you, she should pay all of your lawyer fees, and she should do the same time in jail as you were supposed to do.
Yeah, that would discourage the false accusation. I call it the false accusation industrial complex.
If we're talking about the UK and you got a group of Pakis that just kidnapped a young girl and raped her for 24 hours, yes, cut off their heads. But no, over there, they'll give them 2 years because they'll say, you know, they're from a different culture and they are like lions. You know, they can't handle themselves because they see a young girl with her shorts and a little booty out. So they have to go attack and they don't know what they're doing. They don't know any better. So we're just going to let them go after 2 years or 6 months or whatever after they destroy that little girl's life.
Yeah.
But here, it was an 18-year-old boy. And it was on his 18th birthday. And he ended up sleeping with his girlfriend that they were together since middle school. But she's 17. Yeah, that's rape. What? No, that's not rape. Like, for example, that would have been nothing in Florida because you have a law there that is called the Julia and Romeo law, which means as long as there's 3 years difference, you're fine. No more than 3 years.
So like you could be 19, the girl could be 16, and you
Yes.
they wouldn't
You're
statutory rape you. Okay.
Right. You're fine. So, for example, she was less than 2.5 years younger than me. That would have been perfectly fine if we were in Florida. But because we are in California, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
That's not fair.
And my theory about this is these liberal states are purposely doing this stuff because
100%.
Yeah.
It's all to destroy men.
yes, and make money, by
Men.
the way, because once they toss you in jail, it becomes a financial system. It's almost like a indentured servitude financial system.
So the way it works is like this. You have a court. What is the court? What else is a court? A basketball court, a tennis court. That is a court. You have the judge. The judge sit there with a black robe. She's judging, right? Just like you have a judge in the basketball. And they're throwing the ball from the judge to the lawyer. What is a lawyer? It's a liar. I say 3 people that go to hell no matter what. One is a judge because he judges you. Who is he to judge me? Is he
Yeah.
God? Can't judge me.
Especially if he or she judges you on principles that are corrupt principles, that are
Correct.
false principles, that are
And they know it.
false witness. When you're bearing false witness as a judge, yes, that
Yes.
condemns you.
So they go to hell. 2, lawyer. Why? Because they have to lie all day. 3 is a doctor. Doctors determine if you live or die. They're not God. You cannot determine if I'm going to live or die. You know what I mean? But being in the court, now you have the lawyer. You have the other lawyer. They'll go to the back room. They'll speak. My lawyer at the time goes, look, if you want, we give 50K to the judge. We'll take care a little bit of some other people in the back and we'll get rid of everything. I said, why would I give 50K? I didn't do nothing. I didn't have 50K. I'm fucking 18 years old. But if I had some money and said, here's 50K, forget this whole thing. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo, the most wanted man on the planet by women, all right? Especially when he was younger. He had a rape charge in Vegas.
Wow.
He paid 400 grand to the woman
Wow.
to make it go away. Why would she take money? Because it wasn't rape. What's his name? Mike Tyson had a rape charge, got 6 years, spent 3 years in prison. She came to his room at like 1 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
His hotel room.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she went there, she just wanted to talk. Do you think Mike Tyson needs to rape? In his prime, you know how many women wanted
Yeah.
Mike? Let's not forget to mention, what does the prostitute cost? You want a Mexican, it's $125 an hour. You want a Russian, it's $250 an hour. You want 2 Russians, they come for $400 an hour because I don't have to do that much work. They take turns. I'm telling you, this is market price. So what? Somebody like Mike Tyson needs to rape. Back then, what was it? $50 to get her to the room.
Yeah.
You go to Ukraine, you get girls. Each one is like $35. They come in a bus. How many do you want? You go to Thailand, $15. What do you want? Happy ending? Yum yum or bang bang. Whatever you want. Lady boy even cheaper.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck you want. Like, why do these guys need to rape? They got money.
Yeah.
When you have money, you don't have any problems. You don't need to rape. Raping is like, you're talking about like, I don't know, even homeless people don't rape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm
it's
curious,
bullshit.
How many of your close friends have been falsely accused? Like, could you give me a number of what percentage has experienced these kind of false accusations?
After what happened to me,
Yeah.
I made sure all of my friends knew that they had to have cameras all over their house. I would bug their houses, their phones. They make sure they get videos, everything. No alcohol when bringing a woman. Nothing. Girls would be like, hey, let's do some drugs. No drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. Tonight, sorry to say this, you're getting this. This is all you're getting tonight. Another night, we could drink alcohol, but you're not getting that. What do you prefer, this or that? We could do that tonight, that another night. Drugs, completely not around me. I hated drugs. I was always sick of people taking drugs. Gives you like this false reality that everything is good when it's not.
It's not, yeah.
You need to learn how to deal with your shit.
It softens you as a man.
Yeah, it fucking destroys you. So, and I had a lot of friends that fell into drugs. But on another note, almost every second girl that I met in California said she was raped. And then I heard of the Me Too movement.
Yes, yes.
Oh, me too. I also got raped. You know what, honey? I also got raped. I did. I got raped. I'm still getting raped. Oh, wow. I really feel bad for you. Yeah, mine wasn't that bad. It's all the Me Too movement. I got raped. Then all of a sudden you're getting a bunch of guys saying, I got molested. Listen, I got the shit kicked out of me by my father. And even worse, by my grandfather. I'm perfectly fine.
I want you to tell me about that. Like, I remember when we first met, I talked about like your rough upbringing, and in this interview, you're talking about the trauma you grew up with, Like, tell me what happened. Like, what did you experience growing up that like affected you?
So, when we were talking about mental health over there, I also used to think that I had mental health issues. Like I told her, I went to see a psychiatrist and a psychologist, and they just wanted to put me on medication. And I fought through it. I remember I was 13 years old. Through Kaiser, I went to see a psychiatrist, and I told her I'm really not feeling good. Like I have anxiety, I have anger, I have depression. So they put me in a facility for like 2-3 days where they came, they talked to me and all that. They would give me like a pill in the morning, to sit down and open up and stuff. And they said, listen, you're perfectly fine. They said I was fine, which is crazy because usually they would just want to medicate you. But they asked me like what was going on in my life, and I would just kind of share a little bit, but I wouldn't share too much because I didn't want to get my dad in trouble, right? But my dad was one tough motherfucker. And in order for me to forgive him, because I didn't speak to him for 7 years, I got back to talking to him a few years ago. But in order for me to forgive him, I had to think of how he was raised by his father. And fathers aren't given a manual book of how to raise a child. So they do their best. His father wasn't home. He was a sailor. So every time he'd come home, he'd beat the shit out of him. He'd also tie him to the bed and leave him there for like a day, 2.
Beat the shit out of him for doing bad things, or just beat the shit out of him?
Actually, beat the shit out of him for not being the man of the house because he was the oldest child.
So they were trying to like toughing him up to prepare him, basically. In a way.
No, he was supposed to beat his brothers and sisters who were giving mom a hard time while dad was gone, or giving a hard time to the teachers at school. He was supposed to discipline them. So he didn't discipline them well enough. And for a long time, he didn't speak to his brothers and sisters because he needed to discipline them. But when his dad would come back every 3 months, every 8 months, depends on where he sailed to, he would beat the shit out of him, like really bad. And then he would tie him to the bed and leave him there for a day, 2, no food, crying, shut the fuck up. If you do anything, you yell, I'm going to beat the shit out of you more. I'm going to kill you and have another one of you, That was the mentality. So I had to understand how my dad was raised in order for me to forgive my dad. So anytime you're going to speak to any badass motherfucker, or you speak even to a serial killer or even to a rapist, you speak to them and you hear their story, and then you start to understand how it happened.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is nowadays is I think we have the knowledge and the ability to raise children the best way that we can, because they constantly talk about needing to leave a better world for our children. But the truth is we need to leave better children for our world. Our world is dying because of retarded children.
Yeah.
And not really retarded, but being stupid. As society, we have a problem because everything that they're selling to us isn't good for us. There's a whole system. There's a reason why they don't like me speaking, because there's a whole system that needs to come down. Everything needs to come down, from the judicial system to the curricular system to the health system. Everybody's against you. Nobody's for you. It's a system to make a man collapse, children to be taken away from you, the children to be brainwashed and raised by the system. So you have worse people. The world is falling apart, especially in Western culture. You go to Tel Aviv, they just had the biggest gay parade in the world in Tel Aviv. Now they want to do it in Jerusalem. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
The Holy Land. Your preference is your preference. How can I speak here? Can I say the F word? Blah, blah, blah.
Dude, go for it, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
You want to get fucked in the ass, it's your problem.
Yeah.
Do it at home.
Yeah.
Don't bring it out to the streets.
Yeah.
Don't walk around naked. I don't walk around naked. I don't have straight parade. I don't have straight month. I don't. Yeah. What I do in the bedroom, I do in the bedroom. That shouldn't shouldn't be for, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's private information.
Yeah. We don't need to be out there with these they put socks on their peepees and walking around naked and man thongs, and it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're allowing it and they're pushing
encouraging
for
it.
It's sickening.
It's sickening.
It's sickening. Now, I don't have a problem with gay people.
Yeah.
Be gay.
Yeah.
More women for me. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I think today we have 35 million gay people in the US. And then I believe that 95% of the prisons are filled up with men, not women. There's way more men in prison than women. I think it's like 95%. So you're getting into a polygamy society where women will have to share men because most of the men that they want also, it's 1%. The rest of them can't even afford to buy a Happy Meal to stay happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all unhappy. So we're in a system that's collapsing. That's also why we had the whole war thing. People think the war with Iran was because the Americans really cared about the Iranian people. Israel cared about the Iranian people because they're very close to us. But did America didn't? It's all a money game.
So you're saying the war is to collapse the system?
No, the war is to continue the system. In 1971, Nixon took us off of the gold standard. We got off the gold and we got on the dollar. BRICS nation was all about the gold standard. You know about the BRICS nation?
Yeah.
Gaddafi was about the gold standard. That's why we took him out. Now you have all these countries that are coming together trying to get off of the dollar. The dollar is the world reserve currency. So the second you have someone, let's say like China, that wants to buy from Saudi Arabia oil, they have to take yen and turn it into dollars and then buy oil. You can't buy oil without exchanging it into dollars. And every single country around the world is like that. Now, God forbid you're not going to do that. We will bomb you 100%. You're not going to exist.
Yeah.
What do you mean getting off of the dollar? Once the dollar collapses, the U.S. collapses. So if the U.S. collapses, you think the U.S. cares if the whole world collapses? Of course not. So let's just bomb everybody. Where do we bomb first? We'll bomb there. Why? We're putting fear into these people here who believe they're coming together with BRICS nation and going to bring also with them Iran. Iran, if I'm not mistaken, added to BRICS nation or was about to.
Yeah.
So this is all a scare tactic. Show people that, hey, we're not playing games. Look at the show. Look at these B-2 planes that we have. We'll take you guys out. And who's the best people to do it with? Israel. We have the most advanced military in the world. We don't have to be someplace to take out someone. All you have to have is a pager or a phone or a microphone, and we could take you out. Be sure of that.
Yeah.
Be sure of that.
Dude, I want to, so your dad, I really want to dig into what happened growing up because it sounds like you had a tough dad, you had a tough grandfather. I don't want to use the word abuse, but it sounds like what you had gone through. If somebody, in this country were to look at it, like you get a social worker, it sounds like you went through some abuse growing up, would you say?
Right. The way that they call it today.
The way they call it today.
They call it today abuse.
So in that
I
situation,
was mentally abused. I was emotionally and physically abused. That's what they would call it.
and you were talking in the podcast that we did about how you're hit so badly in the back of your head was bleeding. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
How often?
A kettle was thrown on my head.
Wow.
You know the kettle to heat up water for coffee? I was 10 years old. I throw on my head. I have here, I think it was 24 stitches.
Wow.
My whole head is split open in half. My dad hit me with batteries on the head. He'd throw me in the room, leave me there for a couple of days, tell me that I couldn't come out, smack me. I remember one time, I think I was maybe 6 years old, and we went to the market. The owner, his name was Shia, and Shia loved me. He was the cutest little boy. I looked like a girl, to be honest with you. And Shia gave me a candy. So I put it in my pocket, and we left. I was with my dad. And when we arrived home, as we parked, I pulled the candy out and I opened it. And I came to bite it, and my dad backhanded me so hard.
Oh, wow.
In the face. And I remember just holding myself like I couldn't breathe. He said, "You're stealing, you piece of shit. You're going to steal." I said, I said, "Shut the fuck up," and smacked me again.
Wow.
Took us back, took me out, said, "My son stole from you." She told him, "You motherfucker, I gave it to him. He didn't steal. He was here. I gave it to him, you piece of shit. Why'd you hit him?" He said, "Oh, he didn't steal it." Okay. So come, I get you another one, but just remember, never to steal. Never steal. You want to take something, you take it in front of someone's eyes, not behind their eyes. He looked at me like this. My father would always open his eyes. And that moment, I could never touch somebody's things. I go to the market, they give me $20 extra, I go back. "Hey, you gave me 20 extra. Until today, I am afraid. I come back, here's $20 extra. You gave it to me." No, I didn't steal from you, just so you know.
Yeah.
Until today, I'm like that. No, just so you know, I didn't touch. I didn't steal. People are like, what the fuck is crazy, this guy? But you still feel it. It's like your blood shakes. Like I can't explain it, you know.
Yeah.
But when you're a little boy and someone puts the fear into you, and back then people also put the fear of God. God is watching. God is watching. And if your parents beat you and you would fear them, you would also fear God.
Yeah.
Because if you don't fear your parents that you see every single day,
Yeah.
how are you going to fear God that you never see him? It's not God's job to connect to you.
Yeah.
God created you. It's your job to connect to him. And God is like Wi-Fi. You could connect to him everywhere. You can't see him, but you could connect to him everywhere. That moment, I knew I would never, ever touch anything that isn't mine. And if I was upset with somebody, like let's say when I became more of like a badass and someone did something bad to me, I'd come to him, give me your wallet. I took your wallet, not behind your back. I took your wallet. Or one time I went to downtown, these guys tried to rob me and my boy Jonathan, came out with knives. We pulled out our guns, we robbed them, we took their clothing, and we were wearing their clothing to school. These Mexican cholos. I was coming with their pants, their shoes, left them naked. They wanted to rob me and my boy Jonathan for our gold chains.
Wow.
Came out with knives from an alley over there in downtown. We used to go down to downtown. We used to go to MacArthur Park. We used to work with some Serenios, get fake IDs for everyone in school.
That's so funny, dude. You're like, a lot of the stuff you're saying resonates with me because this is like, when it comes, okay, I just have to mention this. I remember I stole a Dukes of Hazzard toy when I was 9 years old. My parents beat the shit out of me so bad that after that point, I could never steal again, right? And the reason I bring this up is similar. I mean, your dad beat the shit out of you thinking you stole something, but it made such an impression on you. But if like now you get like a social worker in California, they would have separated me from my parents after that beating. They would have separated you from your dad. They would say your dad's abusive and they put you in a foster care home or they adopt you out. Now, you didn't talk to your dad for 7 years, so you're obviously pissed off at him.
Yes.
Now, if you could go back, would you want to be separated from your dad, or are you happy you experienced that stuff?
I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm complete with everything that God put me through. Every single thing. I'm glad I went to jail for false accusations. I'm glad that I got to see it right before I would have ended up dead or in jail for the rest of my life. I'm glad that my dad beat me because he taught me how to be a man. He didn't beat my brother. My brother is nowhere nearly the man that I am.
Really? Wow.
Still a child, 32 years old. Great businessman, makes a lot of money, multi-millionaire, good looking. But everything that he has, I taught him.
Really? Wow.
I taught him how to do business. I taught him how to do sales. I taught him how to work out. He was a fat little child. My dad was taking it easy on him because he was the last child. I didn't. I was tough on him until not too long ago, until some years ago, he also hated me. And now he appreciates me because he's building for himself a $10 million home.
Wow.
He has $2 million in cars. He's a fucking baller. He's built like the Hulk. All that because I pushed him, you know? So my dad was tired after me, but I got the energy to work with my brother.
Because you're the oldest one.
Yeah, I have an older sister that nobody knows about, and I don't really share anything about her. I don't want anybody to attack her and shit. But
Got you.
my brother, they attack my brother a lot.
So you're thankful for like
I'm
that
so
experience
grateful for
that
everything.
Really? You wouldn't change a thing?
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything because it's a plan. Everything is written above. God has a plan for all of us. He really does. And it's just how we perceive things. Perspective is so important in life. I don't get hurt by anything, by anyone. Nothing offends me anymore. I'm not offended. I'm not hurt. I don't suffer from anything. But it's because I'm so okay with everything that happened.
Yeah.
Because I trust that he did it all for a reason. There's a reason. I mean, none of us, do you know where you came from before this life? No.
Where I came from? I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
And you know where you're going once you pass this life?
Potentially, if I
Nobody
do the
knows.
right thing by God, I know. You know.
Nobody really knows. And the problem is that most people don't know what they're doing here. They lost their purpose. But I found my purpose, so I know what I'm doing here. So knowing what I'm doing here and following my dream, which I realized was my mission, that God sent me on here. And as long as I woke up this morning, he still has me on my mission. He still needs me to do something. Or else he could have kept me asleep. But he woke me up today. You see, there's official announcement for the fight.
Oh, wow.
Right
Awesome.
now.
Awesome.
This is the first official announcement.
Very cool.
The fight is going to be in Orlando, Florida, August 29th. I'm fighting a Nazi, a guy who says that everyone should be dead except white people. You're not white. You just look white. He doesn't like you either. You're Armenian.
Yeah, I'm too Armenian. Yeah.
Yes. So, I don't need to fight this guy. I'm fighting him because of my mission. I'm the only influencer that is Israeli that is willing to fight this Nazi. Fighters will be willing to fight him, but I'm not a fighter. I could fight, but I'm not a fighter. I'm a businessman. I am a man that's chasing his son, doing the best to create enough recognition that his son will know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this. I have money. I'm already 36 years old. This guy here is a loser. He's got nothing. He doesn't have money. He doesn't have anything. He's a Nazi claiming that you need to gas the Jews and kill the niggers and all this bullshit, Speaks very degrading about black people. And today I see souls. I love everybody. I have friends from every culture. As long as you're a good soul, that's good with me. I don't care what color you are, where you're from. And that's the beauty when you understand who you are as a human. There's more to that too. Like when you come to this world, did you come with some sort of an investment? Did you bring something with you?
Investment meaning...
Or did you come alone? Nothing, empty-handed.
I mean, whatever talent God gave me, I came with something.
But you didn't bring money with you.
No.
Nothing.
No.
You came here with nothing.
Yeah.
And when you leave, no matter how much you make here and how many buildings you'll build, do you take anything with you?
No.
Nothing.
No.
So you didn't come with nothing, and you're not leaving with nothing, which in definition means in this lifetime you didn't gain anything and you didn't lose anything. And too many people are worried about losing something. It's not yours. It's lended to you by God. Enjoy it. He could take it any moment because he could take you. Enjoy it. Be happy with what he gave you. So these are the cards that he dealt for me. The dice didn't roll out the way that I wanted them to, but there's a reason for it. What's the reason? Well, that's why we have faith. Because if we knew what tomorrow was going to bring us, why would we need faith? The only reason we need faith is because we don't know what's coming. But when you have people that don't have faith and they don't know what's coming, why are they even living? And that's why you have 600,000 men last year committing suicide. That's why you have so many crazy people too focused on, let's change my gender. Let's work on my pronouns. I am LGBTQ
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Don't yell at me.
Not even complete humans. They're not even completely built for this. So the war that life is, it's war. And they're not even prepared for war because they think it's like the soft, happy place, and it's not.
Have you seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yes, that's where we are.
We're going back in time.
Yes, that's where we are.
It almost seems like the smarter we got, the dumber we became.
Yeah, because I think we got away from God. We got away from, which brings me to my next question. It's you were successful. You had made a lot of money at a very young age, but then you decided to put yourself out in the public to let your opinion be known. And in that process, it seems as though a lot of young men look at you as almost like a mentor, somebody to look up to. Why did you decide to get into this mess? Like, why put yourself out there and be a target for these individuals to attack you on social media when you're already rich? Like, you already had everything. Why did you do that?
So I did it for my son.
Okay.
I was going through the courts. I'll give you the whole story about my son. But 3 years ago, I felt that I was going to lose him. And I got on social media. And when I got on in the courts, she showed, look at him. He's making money. He's rich. He's driving Lambos. He's traveling the world. And I didn't get child support for 12 months. Well, I'm going to explain to you exactly why she didn't get child support for 12 months, which I also offered to pay everything, whatever is needed for the rest of his life. I'll take care of him. Just let me have my son.
And you just wanted to share custody. You wanted
Just share custody,
50-50 custody is basically what you wanted.
Even 70-30, just let me see him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right? One, I didn't know social media was the portal to hell. I didn't know that you get on this phone and throw a video. In order for it to go viral, everybody's got to bash you.
Yeah.
There's no video that goes viral that people are like, oh, we love you.
Yeah.
This is amazing. No, in order for people to share it, they have to hate it. So they're sending it to a friend. And that's why it's pretty crazy, because the algorithm will incentivize you to put stupid shit on. That's why you could see the narrative that they're pushing today is not come influence for the good, but come influence for stupidity and retardedness.
Yes.
Then we're going to push you like all of these live streamers. The live streaming, if you see, they're doing drugs, they're with prostitutes,
Yes,
they're
yeah.
fighting, they're at clubs, they're drinking alcohol, they're doing so much bad shit, and that's what they're pushing. That's the content that they push the most, and it's sickening. So I didn't know going on there I was gonna get bombarded by so many crazy people. I just thought, okay, I'll get on there, I'll speak, people are gonna enjoy what I preach, and they will appreciate it, that I'm giving my time. And people don't know, I spent $5 million in the last 38 months being on social media. It costs about $150,000 a month out of my savings for me to run social media and do everything that I do, because 24/7, that's my life. That doesn't pay my bills. It's my life. I'm out here doing my best to help the youth, to encourage the youth to become stronger, better, think for themselves, kind of like Socrates in a way. But he was killed too, right? I think it was 60.
You said he was killed too. It's almost like that's something that you're. I mean,
I'm
he was killed
anticipating-
too. You're anticipating that
Yeah,
eventually they'll kill
I'm
you.
anticipating that I will be killed, just like I'm sure that Andrew Tate will be killed. You don't understand how many killers there are around you.
Yeah.
People think that the United States is a place of peace and free speech. You don't know when the person that they need taken out, it's taken out.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? They're running a business. You're fucking up their business. They're going to fire you. It is what it is. So I'm doing it as gentle as I could. I could go way more wilder and get way more views and die way quicker. There's a lot of things I don't talk about. But I got on so I could get my son back. And then I figured, well, if they kill me, how will I ever see my son? Even if I died as a martyr, see how many people hate me. So many people are just going to talk shit about me and laugh. We die and it's all over. So no matter what, I have to survive right now. When I got on, I became famous like overnight because I was so like bold. Everything I said, people were like, what the fuck? What are you saying?
I'm curious. What was your first series of messages you were putting out that?
I was just telling men to become stronger.
And this was because you were feeling the pain of not being with your son?
Yeah. And I also, like, the second I started telling men to become stronger, then I had men who were reaching out to me from like every place around the world. And at first I started to they're like, oh my God, can I call you on Instagram? So I started answering calls, and men would like cry on the phone and tell me that they're going through a hard time and all these things. And I would spend like every single day for the first 6 months on the phones with people on Instagram.
And are these men
I
that
didn't
are
even know
telling
them.
you? Are these men that are telling you similar stories to what your experience is, or?
No, because I wasn't sharing that part.
Oh, wow.
I didn't share about my
So
son
you
yet.
went on social media because it was in your heart because you want to get your son back, but you didn't put it on blast at that point.
Yeah, I came in to help Andrew Tate. I was speaking about Tate and the fact that they put him in jail, and I could clearly tell that this is all bullshit. So after that, they let him out, and I got upset with him because he was talking bad about Israel and stuff. But it is what it is. Like, you speak something bad about Israel, and you went fucking viral. So I get he did it for virality, but at the end of the day, it really hurt a lot of Jews and Israelis.
Wow.
But he's a good guy, and he's one of the good fellas. Sometimes people do things to go viral. Sometimes people do things for money. But at the end of it, he's a good guy, and he's done a lot of good. And if there's anybody that I could say that I like on the internet, it's Andrew. No, I don't really care for anybody else.
Is that because Andrew's telling men to basically reclaim their sovereignty, their power as men?
Yeah, we have the same message, the same exact message, where we're literally fighting for men to do better. And people are like, yeah, but he makes money off of it. So what? He should make money. He's devoting his whole life for that. He should make money. Do you think money makes up for the time that was lost of him doing all of this, going through all of that? People don't understand. I've invested my life into this. I've invested $5 million. I've invested over 3 years of my life. Every single day, 24/7. The first 6 months, I was talking to people that I didn't even know. They were just calling me on Instagram, begging me to just get on a call so, I can motivate them. And I would stop them from committing suicide or get them off of drugs, get them in the gym, write for them. I had this hype where people were like, some people really loved me. So I was like giving them meal plans and workout plans and all that just for free.
They were looking for male guidance because they
Yes.
were lost. I'm curious, could you give me some examples of the kind of stories that these people would tell you? When somebody's like calling you and saying, dude, I'm thinking about committing suicide. Why are they thinking about committing suicide?
A lot of them went through heartbreaks, for example. A woman left them or a woman cheated on them. And that one made them want to just end their life. A lot of the times when a woman cheats, she cheats with somebody who's better, right? For example, if you have a household and you have a man cheating or a woman cheating, it's two different things. A woman cheats so she could leave. She's looking for something better. A man cheats so he could stay. Most of the men that cheat are usually in like sexless marriages. So they go cheat, not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that's the reason they cheat, is so that way they don't leave. That's why 82% of divorces are initiated today by a woman, not by the men, because men stick around. They have a duty to protect and to take care of their family and to provide. A woman doesn't have that duty. So she'll look for a way to get out. Also, she's highly incentivized, right? Government funding, alimony, child support, take the house, take this, take that. She's highly incentivized to leave. So you sneeze the wrong way and she's taking most of your shit. And then you'll pay for a lawyer and then you have to pay for her lawyer too. Don't have money.
Yeah.
So now you're paying for two lawyers. And then now you have to move out of the house because she feels it's a little bit threatening to her that you're around.
Yeah.
And now she's telling the children that you left the house because you left them because you don't love them. So that way she gets a hold of the children. Now she has a hold of the children. Now everybody's against you. They say if the devil can get to you, they will send you a woman. He will send you that woman. That's how the devil got to Adam through Eve. He sent him Eve to go eat from the apple, from the forbidden fruit. And because of Eve, we didn't conceive even one child in the Garden of Eden. Not one child. And I don't hate women or anything like that. I think that it's a man's fault. Because you know what's the first thing that God asked Adam? He didn't ask him, why did you eat from the apple? He asked him, why did you listen to your woman? So we have a society where a lot of the liberals want women to be involved in certain things, but women are more emotional, where we are less emotional, more realistic, we're more rational. So when we make choices, we make it from a man's standpoint, which is usually thinking 20 steps ahead. Why 20 steps ahead? It's not because men are smarter than women. It's because we think about the future. Women think about momentarial, how they feel. And it's okay. It's how God created us. That's why we're yin and yin. But the problem is that men were supposed to be the leaders and they became misleaders. Whether they're the elites of the world and running the world and bringing it down, whether it's the men who are in the government, in the Senate, in Congress, wherever they are, whether it's the men who are controlling the money that are pushing this. But I think humans have made life overly complicated. Back in the day, we had a cave. We didn't need AC. We didn't need a home. We didn't need insulation. We didn't need to pay property tax. We didn't need permits to build. We just had a cave. Me, my wife, the children. We didn't need all of this. We lived without it for years. We created this. So now we have to service the AC. Now we have to change the insulation every few years. Now we have to change the foundation or fix it or repair it or tie it. We didn't have that. Now we have a car. We have to service it. We have to fill it up with gas because we have to go to a job. We didn't have a job. We made the world more complicated. And slowly, we start really confusing the human mind. Because the human mind was built for survival. It wasn't built for success. Now, everybody don't need to think about survival anymore. They're just thinking, how do I become successful? Well, to be successful, there's nothing there that says you need to be in a partnership. You need to have children. In survival mode, you do. You need to have a bigger family.
Yeah.
You need to have children as soon as possible. You need to stick together. You don't work against each other because you're surviving.
Feminism only works in a luxurious world, basically.
Of course, because what are you going to do when the bad man comes, when they arrive? Feminism goes out the window. No woman wants to be in the front line. The most beautiful thing a woman could do is feed a family. The most beautiful thing a man could do is provide to feed the family. I think it's the most beautiful thing when you see a masculine man with a super feminine woman. And you see it some places in Europe. You don't see it in the Middle East. They're all covered up. You can't even see them. So there's the extreme, obviously, but they're extreme to both sides of the spectrum. Middle East covered completely, looking like a ninja.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't agree. Here, completely naked, I also don't agree.
Like 30% OnlyFans or something. Like there's a really high number with 18 to 25-year-olds being on OnlyFans in our country.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. They're like, well, my value isn't my body. I'm my value. Okay, speak to me in 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years later,
exactly.
can't find a man.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Come back home to a Gucci bag, a Mercedes, nice house. Okay, great. But how long can you do OnlyFans for? A man's power is his beauty, and a woman's beauty is her power. The older you're going to get, the less beautiful you're going to be, the less power you're going to have. Nobody's going to buy OnlyFans from you when you're 40.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's a new model. And earlier we were talking about also like ages and age of consent and things like that, and how there's the Romeo and Juliet. Every place around the world is a different age of consent. And I made a video not too long ago explaining that. I said, men travel the world today and they go places. And it's not fair for a man who comes from a place, let's say like Italy. Well, let's say he's 18 years old. In Italy, the age of consent is 14. So he comes here and then he dates a 17-year-old and now it's called rape. He doesn't know. So what we need to do is we need to do an international age of consent. Make it 18 worldwide. I agree with 18. I think people shouldn't have sex till marriage. Now I understand that. Even me as a man, I thought that it was only women because they kept saying, well, the more a woman sleeps with men, the less attached she is, and she can't connect, she can't bond. It's true, but it's also true for men.
Yeah.
I could tell you, I've been with a lot of women in my life. I'm having a very hard time to bond with a woman. It's taken me so much to bond, to want to have a family. Like I know subconsciously I want to have a family, but it is so hard for me to want to have that with like a woman.
Is it that like you find you might get disinterested with one female or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I might lose interest in a year or two, or things might happen like with others and we didn't align, and too much. It's almost like fear, right? But it's not fear because you don't fear of something happening, but you're like, even to bond, it's just something has changed for me. Like I'm doing it right now, slowly trying to, but it's very hard. And I never thought it could be that way. But now I understand what King Solomon went through. He lost his kingdom because of having too many women. A woman can make you and a woman can break you. I think now when I'm looking back at it, I think from here on, you won't hear me say anymore that women are the problem or feminism is the problem. You will hear me saying a man needs to be held accountable for his actions. And it seems like men have always been leaders and we led women here. Now, it's not me and you because we are really good men. I can tell that you're a good man.
Thank you.
But it's the weak men and the men that wanted to break society, that are very smart men. They have led them here. So it's our job now to do our best to fix society.
Going back to your son, I want to hear what happened there that led you down, because you spent like $5 million on this. And it seems as though the seed of it was you losing your son.
I thought it was me losing my son, and today I'm focused still on getting my son back. But I realized that God needed me out there to take care of so many other children around the world.
Okay.
He took away from me one son and gave me over 1 million. And now I understand why he took my son away. I didn't understand. I used to be in conflict with him. I get into arguments like, why'd you take him away? Why? Why
Being
me?
pissed off at God that this happened. Yeah.
Like, why? Why am I going through all this headache? Why have you put me through all this? What's this for? What now? I'll tell you how it started. I had a girlfriend that I really, really loved. She had 2 children, and I was practically like a father to these 2 kids. She was married when we were together, but they were through like she said that they were separated, but they were living in the same home together. One day I told her after already a few years, I said, look, we're together because you're living with a man. I do whatever I want outside. Like I see women and stuff like that, but I love you the most. And I want us to be together forever. It's been a few years. Look, I'll tell you this. Either it's time for you to go through a divorce, you come be with me, and we'll live together and have more children. and I'll help you raise your daughter and your son, or we need to end this. It's been already too long. I think at the time I was 23 when I met her. This was when I was, I believe, 26. So it was like 3 years that we're seeing each other. So she tells me, Ben, look, I'm sorry. I can't leave him. He's suicidal. I told her, okay. So we'll have to end it. I don't want you here with me. If he's suicidal, if he's going through a hard time, whatever it is, you want to be there for him, that's fine. You said you guys are close friends. It's okay. So stay. So we separated. That same day, I drove to the gym, and I see a girl on a treadmill on the Stairmaster reading a book. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a pretty thing. Looks so sensitive, so sweet, so delicate. I walked up to her and I started talking to her. And she stopped reading the book and she looked at me and she liked me. So she was down in the stairs, we were talking, and then she came, she did a full workout with me. Then I told her, you want to go grab some food? She goes, yeah, sure. I go, how'd you come here? She goes, on my skateboard. Like, on your skateboard? Really? You don't have a car? She said, yeah, I came on my skateboard. I said, okay, come put your skateboard in my car. At the time, I had a Bentley Super Sport. She comes in my Bentley. She's like, whoa, I've never been in a Bentley before. She didn't know what car it was, she said, I've never been in this kind of car before. This is crazy. I said, it's a Bentley. She thought the B was for Ben. She saw Bentley, you know? She was like a year younger than me. So we go have lunch. And after lunch, I go with her, you want to go grab some ice cream? I really enjoyed my time with her. I said, listen, God sent me a woman and everything is working fantastic. So she goes, yeah, let's go have some ice cream. We have ice cream. We go for a walk. So we're walking down the streets and we're like looking at houses. And I asked her like, what kind of houses you like? And she's like, that looks like a beautiful home to start a family. And then we just started talking about family and this and that. And then we finished the ice cream. I was like, go watch a movie in the theaters. She was like, yeah, sure. Let's go. And she looked like an angel. I said, God sent me an angel. She goes, you know, my stepdad's name is Ben. And he also has a Superman tattoo. I have a Superman tattoo here. Nice. He also has a Superman tattoo. I said, okay, this is a match made from heaven. So we went to the movies. And when we get to the movies, she goes, do you mind if I use your phone? My phone's about to die. And I go, yeah, sure. What would you like to call somebody? She's like, yeah, I need to call my boyfriend. I said, okay, sure.
This is the first time you heard she had a boyfriend?
Yeah, it was the first time I met her.
Wow.
She was living here in California, but she was from Ohio. They were together for 4 years. But I guess she saw me and she thought it was, I don't know, something from heaven. And I thought the same. Like everything really aligned well. We went to the movies, and after the movies, I went to drop her off and she was holding my hand. And she's like, I don't know what it is, but I can't leave you. So you want to come over? I said, yes. We ended up making love at home. And then Max flew out here and was looking for her because she stopped answering him. And I remember when we were at her place, he came, he was outside of her door. He bought her tickets to go to Magic Mountain. He flew here from Ohio. We didn't answer the door. And he was knocking on the door and he was like, please, Kate, I know you're in there. Open. And she didn't answer. I said, no need to answer if you're going to answer, you know. She didn't tell him to come. He showed up and she already stopped answering him. Anyways, I felt very obligated to be with her because of that whole situation too. Although I wasn't crazy attracted to her physique. But if we were to stay longer and get to know each other, I think I probably would have stayed with her. But she got pregnant after 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And she said that she was taking birth control because of acne and stuff like that, that it sets the period right and things like that. So then she goes, it's a miracle child. I said, it is a miracle. I looked at her and I said, do you really think we should keep that child? I wanted to ask her, what does she think? Because she just came and said, I'm pregnant. And she tells me, are you insinuating that we should get an abortion? And then she freaked out and I saw a demon. She went to school. She had her master's degree in theatrical. Talk about the theater and the drama that was caused that moment in my home. She started screaming. She threw stuff off of my computer desk, went out of the room, slammed the door.
Because she was pissed off that you even
pissed
mentioned
off that I mentioned it.
Yeah, wow.
I didn't know what she wanted. I thought she would want an abortion.
But were you prepared to keep the child? Like it was more like you're testing the waters.
I
with
wanted
her.
to know what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
I was kind of in shock, but obviously wanted to ask her, like, are we having this baby or do you not want to have the baby? Not like, come get an abortion.
Yeah.
And she flipped out on me, and I was like fucking scared. I tell you, I was scared that moment.
And this is after your experiences.
I already had experiences with women.
With the woman beating herself up and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
I was fucking scared. I was like, shit, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. She's going to say that I did something to her. She flipped out. And then I went outside, and she went to the balcony, and she was crying, like hysterically crying. And I said, hey. And she's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Wow. Don't touch me. And I'm like, no, I came to tell you that I really want this child. I don't know what you want to do. I realize I'm dealing with someone that is not normal. And she goes, oh, what? Oh, wait, you want a child? And everything just changed. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she jumped on me. And that's when I realized that really I'm dealing with a demon. I stuck around.
I'm curious, what was it that made you realize you're dealing with the demon? Because of the flip in the personality and almost bipolar indications, maybe?
Yes. This goes back to how she was raised. So I went through with it. I moved her into my home. She couldn't pay the rent anyways at her place, and she owed money to her gay friend, Kevin. So I paid him money for whatever she owed him, $2,000 or something like that. And then she moved in with me. And then she goes, all right, this picture, we got to get rid of it. This couch, got to leave.
Whoa.
This bed, we got to throw away. Why? You probably picked it with your ex-girlfriend. And my mom was over at that time, so she was like, but why get rid of the picture? Maybe he didn't pick it with his ex-girlfriend. Then they start getting into it.
Wow. Wow.
And she was like, nope, all furniture has to go. We need new furniture. So I bought all new furniture. I remember I took her to Ashley's Furniture, and I bought everything brand new. And then I just told her to sell the other stuff and whatever, take the money for whatever she could sell it for. And I was like, fine. I'm about to have a son. But from that moment, I never touched her. I was living with her until my son was 1.
Never touched her, meaning you guys never got intimate again, you're saying? Or?
No.
Oh,
no.
Wow. Because you were like, you're like red flags you're seeing.
I couldn't look at her. There was times that she was coming and, trying to do things with me. But like I would never initiate it. Most of the time I would say no. Eventually I told her, I said, we're living like roommates. So until he was 1, I stuck around. But 2-3 months after, my ex called me and goes, come here, I got to talk to you. And I said, okay, where are you? So I arrived there. She sees me. She hugs me. She tells me she misses me. She tells me she's going to die if she doesn't spend the rest of her life with me, that she's going to leave her husband. I go, I'm sorry, there's a problem. She goes, what? I said, I have a woman at home. She go, okay, let's kick the bitch out. I said, it's not that easy. She's pregnant. I'm about to have a son. When I have a boy. She fainted. She fainted right there. And I had to take her to Tarzana Medical Center to get checked out, make sure she's okay. And then I told her we can't be in touch. But I loved her to death. And now I was stuck with a woman that I didn't want to be with at all. Missing a woman that I loved like insane. Because of the back and forth, her being married, coming back, leaving me, coming back, I'm leaving her, she's coming back. We call it a super toxic relationship.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't fight, but we would leave each other. But the coming back made sparks in the air, like God was in our bed. So it's like a different love because it's coming from toxicity. So imagine, I was dreaming about her every single night, waking up in the middle of the night, looking back, seeing a pregnant woman, thinking to myself, what the fuck am I doing? I want to be with her, but how do I even leave this one? If I leave this one, she's going to say I did something to her. She's cuckoo. So I have to stay. And then right before my son turned 1, I was driving down with my business partner and I go, bro, I think I don't want to live anymore. The only thing that's keeping me around is my son. But I'm living in a home with someone that is a monster. I don't know how to leave her. And I don't want her to take away my son. But I have to get back to my ex-girlfriend. If I don't get back to her, I think I have no reason to stay here on the planet. Like I miss her. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like having attacks. I need her. It was crazy. I used to feel like if she's not going to be around me, like I'm going to die. And I used to suffer from it so much. He tells me, don't worry, everything will be okay. We're driving down a street in the middle of nowhere. We just left a warehouse. He goes to me, wow, you missed the blondie. I look backwards. I see the back of my ex walking into a shop. I pulled the e-brake. I had a sports car. I pulled the e-brake, 180, got on the fucking curb. I get out of the car. She slams the door because she was freaked out. She didn't know it was me. Then she realized when I came, she looked and she realized it's me. She came out. We hugged for like 45 minutes. And we said from that moment on, we're not going to let go of each other. So we built a plan. I get rid of her. She gets rid of her husband. We said we're going to die if we're not going to be together. We were really nuts about one another, like different level nuts. I went home and had a conversation with Kate. That's the mother of my child. I said, look, we're like roommates. And I don't know how to explain to her, because I don't know if something's going to fly. Let's take some time off from one another. She flipped out, started throwing things in the house. My son Donovan is on the floor, freaking out.
He's like 1 year old at this point.
He's less than one.
Wow.
It was like 10 months. And then I go to her, I'm just kidding, baby. It was just a joke. It was just a joke.
Because you knew it was going nuclear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking nuclear war.
Yeah.
So I said, it's just a joke, honey. And it was about a week later where I said to her, look, I love you. And I really want us to spend the rest of our life together. There's just a problem. She said, what is it? Do you want to leave? I said, no, I don't want to leave. But I lost all of my money. And we're going to have to move in with my mother. Just for some time. Don't worry. I'm going to fix it. But I lost pretty much all of my money. And we have to cut down on expenses. She ate it somehow. I told her there's nothing I could do. Is there someone that could help us?
Was it true though? Like you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I figure if I take her to my mom's house and then separate from her, then over there, she's not going to cause a scene because my mom is there. And we also put cameras all over. We have in the living room, we have this way, that way, everywhere. So I have somebody with me in case of anything. So we moved into my mother's house and I put everything in storage. My mom was going through a surgery. And she tells me, you know what? My mom is going through a surgery. I feel bad. She's crying. Why don't you go spend some time with your mother? This is the perfect time. And then we could do Donovan's birthday in Ohio. She said, what a great idea, honey. You're the best. Thank you. Really, I can go. I said, yeah, sure. It'll be beautiful. Then I'm going to come over there and we'll do Donovan's first birthday. So she flew out there with my son. She wasn't my wife. We weren't married. So she took my son there to Ohio. And then I went there to do his first birthday. So when he was 1, we did it over there. Then she came back out and she opened my camera. She said Donovan was playing with the camera, but I took some modeling photos of my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend. I still didn't touch my ex-girlfriend, by the way. I told her I have to be fully separated because I can't do the cheating thing. I won't cheat. So when Kate came back, she saw the camera and she saw the photos. And then, if I remember correctly, she threw the camera on the floor, flipped out, and I said, Mom! And my mom came. And as she was screaming at me, my mom came, pretty much told him, oh, your son, he went back to his fucking whore Russian ex-girlfriend and this and that. And I said, no, I didn't. I just let her use the camera. And she's like, yeah, bullshit. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go back to Ohio. I'm going to take my son there and we're going to speak. But I'm going to go for now. I need to go calm down. I said, okay, she needs to calm down. Obviously, if I tell her don't take Donovan, she's not going to leave. I didn't think I was going to go through this whole mess with her. So she flew to Ohio. She didn't cause a scene. But when she got to Ohio, she kept pulling me, saying why she couldn't come down here. Because of the fact that, first of all, when she got to Ohio, we spoke over the phone and I said, look, let's end this. There's no relationship, okay? Okay, thank you. We agree. No relationship. So she didn't want us to break the family because she came from a broken family. But I said, yeah, but you created a family by lying to me. And that's where I also said, if I don't believe today in abortions at all. I think abortion should be illegal, if you ask me. No one should get an abortion. There should be only if there was a real rape, I understand. But other than that, there shouldn't be any abortions. If you had sex, you guys have a child, no abortion. It was consensual, everything is okay, no abortion. A child needs to come to the world. But back then, I didn't hold it, those values so much. I was also a kid. So I say today, if a woman wants to get an abortion, it's not fair because if the woman doesn't want to get an abortion, now the dad has to pay child support. But if she wants to get an abortion, she doesn't have to ask the dad.
Yeah.
Which isn't fair. So there has to be something there. If she wants to keep the child and he doesn't want to keep the child, she now needs to pay him for having his child. That's what I think. And then if he doesn't want to have the child, but she wants to keep the child, he needs to pay her for the child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they do 50-50. one or the other, but like it's not fair that a woman can go
Could
or
choose
this way or
when you
that way,
can't. Yeah.
and you have no say. Oh, if she has a child, now you have a say because you have to pay. But if she doesn't have a child, then you have no say because it's her body. Double standard.
Yeah.
So she flew to Ohio, and then in Ohio, I didn't know that if Ohio has my child for 3 months, Ohio will take jurisdiction over my son. No longer a Californian boy. So she kept dragging me. And then after 3 months, she started dating a Palestinian guy. And she told me, I'm going to raise your son as a Palestinian, as a Muslim.
And she's not even Muslim.
No, it was American.
Just to like
Just to piss me off.
you off. Yeah.
And she started posting everywhere with her new boyfriend that was a Palestinian guy. So when I got on the phone with her, and she was like, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I told her, I'm going to come there, I'm going to beat the shit out of him to keep him away from my son. So she recorded me saying that. And then she wanted to say in the courts that I was a dangerous man and I was like I could be a violent man or whatever. The courts told her, like, come on, take this shit out of here. We don't want to hear it. This guy wants to see his son and you did something fucked up. So the courts didn't pay attention to any of that. But she recorded me and all that bullshit and then said, oh, he threatened me, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I went into the courts here and tried to get her to come to courts in California. Well, after a long period of time trying to get her here, they said you have to file in Ohio. By the time I filed in Ohio, I had to then find her, and the process server couldn't find her. Eventually, we found her, but she was in hiding, and it took months. I didn't see my son. And by the time we found her, she got served. She left my son outside and ran inside and dropped the papers. At the end, she came back and took the papers.
Wow.
She realized she left my son outside with the process server. And the process server was like, lady, there's a camera here. I gave it to you in your hands. I served you. You left your son outside. Should probably come take your son. So she went outside. She cursed the process server and she took Donovan back inside. Then the courts shut down because of COVID.
Yeah.
So for 2 years, I had nobody to speak to. So I didn't see my son for 2 years. Then the courts opened and the courts let me see my son.
So now your son's 3 years old.
My son was 3.
Okay.
The courts open. I go to the courts. I fly over there. I see the judge. She tells them, oh, he's a dangerous man. He could kill me. He's this, he's that. The judge looked at her. That was a very good judge at the time. Looked at her and says, ma'am, if Ben wanted to kill you, he would kill you. He's here wanting to see his son. He's been going through the courts. He's waited through COVID. You've kept him away for 2 years. Now you're going to let him see him. Right after that court date, I brought someone that is called a guardian ad litem, where you pay the money to be with you hourly with your son. But I said, I'll pay for the first few hours. For the first 10 hours, I'll pay, which was like $2,000. I said, but after that, she needs to go with me half-half. So when it was time to go half-half, she didn't want to go. And right after that, at first, the guardian ad litem was doing with me video calls. So she was on the video call while I was talking to my son through videos. That's how we did the first 10 hours. Then after that, I flew into Ohio and Kate, the mother, was like, we don't need her. We're fine. Because Kate was coming on the call saying hi to me. And I pretended like nothing happened. So I arrive. She picks me up from the airport. We go to dinner and she's with me for like 4 hours. So her boyfriend at the time calls her and eventually she answers him and go, Tommy, what do you want? And he goes, what do you mean what I want? You're with Ben. I'm worried. He's like, what do you have to worry about? I'm with Ben. We're at dinner. And then he wanted to leave her because she told him I'm a dangerous man.
Wow.
And then she was with me at dinner.
He realized she was
The
lying.
first time she saw me.
Yeah.
So he realized that she was lying. So he wanted to leave. So I had to talk to him to say, listen, people fight. It's okay. We went through this whole battle. I'm not a bad guy, yes. But she said what she said to try to win in court. I forgave her. You could forgive her. He was like, if you forgive her, I forgive her too.
Oh, wow.
But he was like a pussy. He's like literally like a pussy. But he wanted to leave because he was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. She told him like crazy stories about me.
No.
Oh, this guy kills people for a living.
Wow.
You know, he works in a special job. He disappears for a while, goes, takes out people, come back. And next thing you know, she's sitting there with me when she told him that she's afraid of me.
Yeah.
Of what I might do to her for keeping my son away. Well, I would never hurt her. She's the mother of my son. And I would never hurt any woman. It's a woman. What am I going to hurt her for? Does that make me more of a man? No. I don't even hurt normal men. I would fight a bad man. I wouldn't fight a normal guy. Like, I've had normal guys approach me in the past, say something to me like, oh, have a good day. Can I buy you a drink or something? Like, leave me alone. I know I could take you out. I have nothing to prove. After that moment, I saw my son for a whole year.
So
And
now
I
he's
helped-
between 3 and 4 years old. You're seeing your son. Okay.
I was seeing my son going back and forth. We were still going to see the courts. I helped her build a business. She was working for Arbonne in sales. I was teaching her sales. She was working for Arbonne, did very well. Then she wanted to open up her own business. I helped her. I hooked her up with some manufacturers in China, got for her samples, was really being like her best friend. She told me how her and Tommy weren't getting along because of Tommy's mother, because she supports Trump and Tommy's mother doesn't support Trump, that she hates Tommy's mother, and she had all these bad things to say, and that Tommy isn't, she called him like a golden retriever. He's like the poodle that they have at home. He does what she tells him to do, but he's not masculine. He's not a man like me. She would get back to me any moment, any time. That sex isn't like what me and her had in the beginning. Because before we had Donovan, sex was great. But then when she got pregnant and kind of like held me hostage, she lied to me about multiple things. Then obviously I didn't really want her anymore. I didn't want to have that affection. I felt betrayed again by a woman. So she told me all these things. She said, I will take you back in a heartbeat. And after 1 year, Tommy got her pregnant. And I didn't know. But because he got her pregnant, she figured, okay, I'm going to have to stay with him now. How do I get rid of Ben? So she told me, look, we already go through the courts, all that. We're paying lawyers. Let's just end it all. Drop the case, dismiss it. We know when you're coming, when you're going. You're paying for his school. They have your credit card. You're paying for hockey lessons. You're buying him all of his gear for hockey. You buy him his school stuff. You take care of him. You send me money for food. Like, we know what's happening. We know when you're coming, when you're going. Like, we don't need the courts to be involved. Stupid me believed her. And I said, okay, you're right. So I called in and I said, look, I'd like to dismiss the case. Told my lawyer to dismiss it. Then I got on a flight with Donovan back to Ohio. Donovan was with me here when I dismissed the case. I did his 4th birthday. And when we arrived there, I handed him over to his mother and told her I'm glad that we could work things out like this. And then I could show you the messages. For 3 months, I was trying to get a hold of my son, and she was like, yeah, he's a little bit busy. He's not feeling like getting on the phone.
So this is after you dropped the son off.
I dropped off my son. I dropped the case. I didn't sign with her any agreement. I wanted to go on good faith with her. I didn't know she got pregnant. She was trying to keep me away because she was going to start a family. So then for 3 months, she didn't let me speak to him. Oh, we're with family. Oh, he's not feeling like getting on the phone. Oh, I'm trying to get him to get on. I don't know. He's not feeling too well today. I show you messages after messages, and she's replying these things. I showed that to the courts too. And then she removed my credit card from the school, so I don't pay for the school anymore. She told him not to speak to me. She removed my credit card from his hockey lessons, pretty much removed me from everywhere, blocked me on social media. I sent the sheriff to her house. When the sheriff arrived, she told him, I have 100% custody over my son. If he wants, he could take me to court.
Wow.
And after I went through the first 2 years with Corona and COVID and all that, not being able to get a hold of the courts, and finally getting him back, and then losing him again after having him for a year, that destroyed me. I had 2 choices. I either go there and kidnap him myself and kill her and him, or I disappear and go find peace. And that's what I did. I went and I found peace. Because in my mind, I played that image of, what if I killed him? How will that end? Donovan doesn't have a mom. Eventually he'll find out. I know he loves his mother. How could I hurt his mother? But she took him away from me, and he needs me. And one of the biggest reasons she wanted me away was because her boyfriend, Tommy, at the time, my son said that Tommy yelled at him and hit him. And also that they take showers together and Tommy's naked. And there was also a picture of Tommy kissing my son on his mouth on Facebook. So I really wanted to hurt them. I remember it like it was yesterday.
This was like 2 years ago?
Oh, this was longer. This was 5 years ago.
So your son's 9 now?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you're obviously a stoic man, but I could see the emotion in your face. I mean, how does it feel like trying to dig yourself out of this? Because it's so damaging to our masculinity not to be with our own children.
Yeah. I have to suppress this feeling. My son was my world. And I kept thinking, what if someone else is doing something to him and I'm not there to protect him? What if Tommy is touching him the wrong way, or yelling at him, or hitting him, and I'm not there? What if I'm just going to hear the stories later? My son was everything. I contemplated of killing them or dying, so I couldn't bear the pain. I couldn't imagine not holding my son. I would hold my son every single night. He'd fall asleep on my chest from the moment he was born. I remember holding him, the smell of his hair. It's like you see this precious little thing that comes from you. People don't understand what the man can go through. I understand that there's men that don't feel the way I feel, that they don't want to raise their children because these are just men who are fucked up, but that's not me. That's not me. I wanted to be there to raise my son. I wanted to play ball with him. I wanted to teach him how to swim, how to ride a bicycle, how to shoot his first gun, how to drive, how to surf, how to fight, and I won't get any of that. And the best years are the years that I've lost with him. So I had to go find myself. And I took my mother and I went traveling with my mom. I kept my mom next to me so I don't hurt myself, because I'm my mom's biggest hero. I take care of my mother. My mother is a cancer survivor. I'm her hero. I support her mentally, financially, spiritually. I'm always there for my mom. So I took her with me, knowing that if she's around me, I could never take my life away. She was my emotional support, because if I were to take my life away and she had to find me there dead, one, Kate will win, and two, my mother would probably commit suicide right after. So I had to stay strong. I kept my mom near. And my mom was falling apart too, because my dad left her. So he left her 10 years ago for a younger woman. And my mom has only been with my father since she was 12. She was a virgin, never been with another man, never wants to hear of another man. I have a very stoic mom. She's religious, Jewish. I went to travel with her to keep myself sane. But by the time I came back and started looking for my son again and fighting for my son and getting process servers, by the time she got served, it was a year of me not paying child support. And then every time I went into the courts with a lawyer, after a few court sessions, that lawyer would leave me, drop out of my case, take my money and drop out. I had 3 or 4 lawyers who dropped out, and the last one left me 2 days before my trial. And every time it was women, I said, she has a women lawyer, she's a woman, the judge is a woman, I'll bring a woman, they'll know how to talk to them. All I want is just to see my son, nothing more, nothing less. I want just part-time. Let me see him. Give him to me 2 months in the summer. Give it to me 4 weeks in the summertime. Let me be able to call him anytime and come by whenever I want. If I'm in Ohio, to come stop by, say hi. Bring him to me, I don't know, another holiday or something. I'll fly. I used to fly out, bring him, fly back, same day, travel. It's not easy. It's a 5-hour flight there, 5-hour flight back, go through everything. It's like 24 hours of like traveling. Drive to the airport from my house is an hour and a half. Drive back is an hour and a half. Go take an Uber, pick him up from her house, bring him back to the airport. Go through security. I did it all. I have videos of me running around with my son in capes. I'm the Hulk. He's a Iron Man, and we go on trampolines and all that in Ohio. And I would take him to museums and amusement parks and you name it. I was with him, active, doing whatever he wanted. I devoted my life to him. 3.5 years ago, I felt like I was going to lose him in the courts. I felt it so much. So what did I do? I got online. I got on social media. But it's crazy because it was my business partner. And this is one of my businesses where we're making 50 grand a piece. He goes, I don't care how much money we're making. You have to get online. I said, me online? What do I have to do online? He goes, you have to get online. The world needs you. He's like, I'm going to send you this guy. It's like you, just in English. The way you say things in Hebrew is the way he says things in English. You have to hear him out. And who does he send me? He sends me Andrew Tate. That's why I will always love Andrew Tate. I don't care what you tell me about him. I don't care that he said, fuck Israel. Andrew Tate is probably the reason why I'm going to get my son back earlier. If it wasn't because of Andrew Tate, I wouldn't have been on the internet. If there was no Andrew Tate, there wouldn't have been King Azoulay. It was my business partner that came to me and said, listen to me. There's a guy, he's in trouble, but it's like you. There's like you have a twin brother. You don't look alike. So when he sent me his video and I see this bald guy, I'm like, what twin brother? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, no, just listen to him. So he kept sending me this guy. And for a whole week, I was watching the videos that my business partner was sending to me. My business partner was younger than me. And he's like, you got to get on the internet. And my business partner was a little guy. One day he shows up at my house and he goes, I bought you a podcast set to start. I said, forget it. I can't start. He goes, Ben, fuck you. What'd you say to me? He said, fuck you. I said, what? Did you take Brave Juice this morning? What do you think you're talking to?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm going to put you in the ground.
Yeah.
He goes, no, man. The world needs you and you must go. You must go save them. this crazy guy. What is he talking about? He says that we don't need to be partners anymore. This is what you're going to go do. And he was a partner on one of my businesses. I had 16 businesses at the time. He was just in one business, water restoration, water damage. I tell him, look, let me think about it. Go. It was like a day or two later, I have a dream. And in my dream, God speaks to me to get online. Tells me, go. Follow my lead. I'm leading you to where you need to be. I woke up the next morning. I went to the gym. I called my brother. I said, I'm going to sign up to your gym. It was Zoo Culture. I get to the gym where there's all these influencers. And I see a guy that used to do videos for one of my old friends. And I go, hey, man, you still doing videos? He's like, no, he doesn't have money to pay me. He still owes me money. So I'm just not doing anything right now. So do you want to take videos of me? He says, sure. What do you want to do? You want to do fitness? I said, no. I'll pay you full time and you could just show up at my house and we'll start doing videos.
Figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to say. And that's how I started. Started doing videos, and after a week, I went super viral. Super viral, got a ton of hate, but also got some love. And then again, more videos, more videos, more videos. And then everybody was saying, oh, look at you, trying to be Andrew Tate. 2 months later, wow, you remind me of Tate. Another month later, there's the next Andrew Tate. Couple months after, this guy is better than Andrew Tate. But they always compared me to Andrew. It was always like Andrew King Azoulay, Andrew King Azoulay. And I think the one podcast that would break the internet would be Andrew, they call him Cobra Tate. They call me King Azoulay. King Cobra podcast would break the fucking internet. And everybody's been waiting for it for a long time. So today I 110% believe and trust in his message and support him. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been on the internet today. And my business partner was like, the way to get your son back is so he will know who you are. But right now he couldn't know who you are. So we have to build this guy on social media because this is the new world. People see you online. And within time, I realized why God took my son away from me. He took him away from me because he gave me another million. Everywhere I go, I own the youth. They see me, they go crazy for me. And it's not just in LA, it's not just in Florida, it's not just in New York, it's all around the world. I made a video, it said F students are the inventors, A students are my perfect employees because I don't believe in school. It went super viral. 7.5 billion views. The whole world saw it. At least all the young people. They blew up the schools here. They blew up toilets. They burned down one school, all because I said F students are the inventors. It was the biggest meme to ever exist on the internet. And then after that, I told Ali, you're a nice guy. We're sitting at a podcast with this other Muslim guy. I told him, Ali, you're a nice guy, but I'm not someone that's just going to let you speak to him this way. Then we got into a fight. That became the biggest second meme of the internet. And then people were talking about the fact that the girl that I was with when I was 18 was 15. So everybody started making it into a meme. Ankh, she was 15. Ankh, she was 15. You don't understand how crazy some people are, okay? He made those videos about me being some rapist. Women have been messaging me asking, where was I the night you were raping? Because I want to get raped. I want to share something. I just don't know if I should share it.
Probably best to share it.
I went out and this girl fell in love with me. Came back home with me. No drinking, nothing. She spent the night. In the morning, she wanted to sleep with me. She sleeps with me. In the morning, she goes, you know how old I am? I go, how old? She goes, Ankh, I'm only 15.
No, dude.
She wasn't 15.
Yeah.
She was 30.
Oh, wow.
But she knew the meme.
Yeah.
And she wanted me because of that. Fucking crazy. I looked at her. What? She goes, Ankh, I'm only 15.
Dude.
And I started laughing and she starts laughing and it was the funniest thing in the world. But the fact that women heard the story and were turned on by that story, and I was getting so many messages of women like, so when can you rape me? Or where was I when you were raping? Why didn't you call me that night? He handles the messages. They're fucking crazy. So he thought he was doing something bad, not knowing he's sending me a bunch of women that were super kinky. You understand how crazy the world that we live in? I was telling him, what world do we live in where women send me that? Also to my brother.
Wow.
My brother's got gorgeous gray turquoise eyes. Sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're turquoise. Got crazy eyes. Women see him and fall to his knees. Doesn't need to try to do anything. Yeah. Women are begging him. My brother has 100 girlfriends. I'm not ashamed to say it. They all know. He doesn't bullshit them. He goes to me like this. He says, Ben, would you rather have $100 bill? Because I said, listen, I'd rather have one that's 100% than 100 of them, and each one is 1%. He goes, look, do you rather have $100 bill or do you rather have five $20 bills? Go, I prefer to have one $100 bill, but it's the same. He said, no. If you lose $100 bill, you lose all 100. If you lose one $20 bill, you only lost 20. You still have 80.
80, yeah. Wow.
That's my brother.
Yeah.
But you know what? He was in long-term relationships for a long time, and he decided he wants to just go and have fun, and he's living his life. He's doing what he wants to do. As long as I know he wakes up in the morning, he works out, he runs his businesses, he makes money, he doesn't do drugs, he doesn't drink alcohol. So he likes women. My grandpa was like that too, loved women. I was like that before too, loved women, had many different women in my life. Most of them were blondes. The truth is, most men just wish they could have every hot woman in the world. But you get to a certain age, you're like, okay, I want to have a family. I want to have a sustainable life, you know, not getting pulled left and right. But the crazy shit that came from that story is nuts. It opened my eyes to see how crazy some women are, how kinky they are. Imagine a woman meets me, chases me down at a club, wants me, comes back home with me. In the morning, we make love and she goes, Ang, I'm only 15.
So crazy, man.
She knows the meme.
Yeah.
So I made like 3 of the biggest memes on the internet.
So your buddy's entire idea was that he saw the pain of you not having your son, was obviously concerned about you, and felt as though you being public was basically your way of coping, dealing with it, making something out of it that's better than the situation you were faced with?
Yeah, I thought that if I get on the internet, my son will know who I am. Because he put the 2 and 2 together. He said, well, Andrew Tate is the only guy that sounds like you, speaks like you. If you get on the internet, now there's 2 of you. Still room for everybody to know who you are. Because if everybody knows who he is, they will know who you are too, because you guys speak almost identical. You sound the same. So it's a perfect place. Also, he was like, you're younger, you're good looking, you got a crazy physique. People are going to love you. And I did that. And within a week, I went viral. And then again, viral. Every 3rd video was viral. And then after October 7th, they shut down my accounts.
They shut down your account after October 7th.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I'm Jewish and Israeli. And I was speaking about what happened in Israel.
They shut down your account because you were talking positively about Israel?
I was explaining what happened on October 7th and how we have to stand up as Jews. And then from my understanding, Hamas put a hit on me, number 1. Number 2 is that they paid people in Meta to remove all of my accounts.
So it was Meta, it was Instagram and
Instagram, TikTok got shut down,
Wow.
everything.
Wow.
YouTube, they got people from inside. So what did I do? Make some phone calls, found people inside. Paid them a lot of money, got my accounts back.
Wow, really? Wow, because I saw your Instagram's at like 550,000 now, I think, right? Like I always wonder that I get so shadow bound on X, and the way Elon Musk talks is the way I talk. But my shit's still getting severely shadow banned, dudes. Like I talk, about men's rights, being fathers, like how these courts always screw the men over and they look at men like disposable and stuff, and they don't want that. But this is in your mind every single day.
My son?
Yeah.
No. Once I understood my mission, I understood no longer will my son be in my mind as a loss. There's no losses, my friend. There's only lessons. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. From here on, everything that I do is going to bring the legacy of the Azoulay family to life, and he's part of it. I just booked a movie as a superhero. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that I book a movie, it's with like Marvels, put me as Rack. The movie's called The Legion of Five.
So your son's probably going to see a movie out there with his dad.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was my dream, because I wrote a movie called The Savior, where I play as a superhero, where I go into a school to save the kids, and my son is being held hostage. And when I tell my son, come to me, his mother's at the door with her stupid boyfriend, and I go, come to me. And the people who are holding them hostage, shocked that I just arrived, flew in through the roof. And my son looks at his mom and looks at me, and I go, come to dad. And he looks at her like, what? And she goes to him, yeah, go to dad, it's your daddy. And then he runs to me, Dad, I wrote a whole movie. I have a full script for my son.
Wow.
And then this movie came up as playing as a superhero.
Wow. Wow.
And I knew no matter what, my son eventually will become my biggest fan, not knowing he's my son.
Wow.
That's what I wanted. I wanted my son to become my biggest fan. To one day go up to his mom and say, Mom, I want to be like King Azoulay. And she'll have to kneel down and tell him, you will be. You know why? Because that's your father.
Wow. 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 I
That's
mean,
your
there's a
real
lot of
dad.
alienated children, dude, that go through so much trauma not being with their, like, biological parents and stuff. But that would be an amazing twist in his soul to be like, recognize, what his dad's done and how influential and important he's been out there for getting the message out.
I won't stop. And that's why I'm doing the best that I could to stay alive as long as I can. There's times, multiple times a year, I'll do a 10-day water fast just to reverse aging. I take care of myself extremely well. Just to stay as young as I can for as long as I can. So when he sees me, he sees a young guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't see a grandpa. See a guy that looks good, that he could look up to. I think every father's biggest nightmare should be that their son's hero isn't them. Every father out there should be working towards being the number one hero of their sons. A lot of fathers today are fat, lazy, not doing anything with their lives. They look like crap. They're weak. They're falling apart. They're like these iPhones.
Yeah.
They fall and they break, they shatter. That's why they're disposable. We have to strengthen fathers. I say from dad to DILF.
Dad to
DILF.
DILF.
You know MILF?
Oh, okay, I get it.
Mom, I like to fuck. Dad, I like to fuck.
Yeah.
Dad to DILF. That's what we need.
So is this the first time you've talked about this, by the way, that you're alienated from your son?
I've spoken about it, but not this deep.
I'm curious, like going forward, do you feel like you want to talk about this a little bit more?
I wish I had more of a larger space to speak about. I do speak about it every birthday of his.
Wow.
I make for him a cake, and we do for him a little birthday.
Wow.
Every birthday. Because you mourn at some point in time the person you lose.
Yeah.
That's also why I say that breakups are way harder for men than for a woman. It's way more painful because when a man is with a woman, he pretty much does everything. He provides for her, he protects her, he will die for her. He looks after her like she's his daughter. And the woman looks up to him, admires him, gets protected by him, and looks up to him like it's her father. Women choose usually their dads. But the thing is, in our nature, we're not meant to lose a son or a daughter. We're not meant to lose a child, but we're meant and built to lose a parent. And a man loses a child when him and his woman separate. So it's way more heartbreaking. It's easier to lose a parent. And a woman loses a dad. She loses a parent when her and her man separate. And women couldn't understand that. And weak men couldn't understand that either. But I just went through a divorce and I had to let go of my wife because of the main fact that people were attacking her.
You broke up with this is a different relationship.
Yeah, no, 6 months ago, I got a divorce because of the fact that everybody was attacking her.
Is this the same woman that... No?
Not the mother of the child and not the mother of the two kids.
Wow. Okay.
Two things. One, she didn't want to have a lot of children because she said this world is fucked up and why bring so many children to this world? So she said for me, she'll have one or two and I couldn't cut it. The second thing is that she was being attacked left and right. Are you with a fucking piece of shit man? You're with this, you're with that, all this stuff. So death threats, rape threats, all that bullshit. No matter, we were living at the W Hotel. My house burned down. So while I was building it,
Wow.
we were living at the W Hotel at the penthouse there. I had a guy who sent a photo of my penthouse. He came to the hotel, went to the pool area, and took a photo of my penthouse and sent it to me in a message saying, don't worry, we know where you're at.
Whoa.
I had to move out of the penthouse early. I was supposed to stay there for 12 months. I stayed there only 6 months. Someone's coming to kill me. So I couldn't let her go downstairs on her own. I can't let her do things. I was worried all the time. Like she was my child. So we separated mainly because of all of that.
That's crazy, man.
I had to literally go through the biggest heartbreak again.
I mean, your story is just so dynamic. Like any one of the things that you've been through would have broken a lot of men if you didn't have your stoicism and your toughness.
Yeah.
And even then, though, you had to have your mom next to you so you wouldn't off yourself because you were so heartbroken, which, by the way, dude, I went through the same thing. I haven't seen my kids for 8 years. And my mom, exact same, everything you said about that experience was my experience. experience, dude. For 2 years, I traveled with my mom. Suicide's never been an option, but you know when you get so low where your frequency is just dead. You don't want to, you're like, I don't want to kill myself, but I would not be so depressed if I didn't wake up in the morning.
Yeah, I couldn't
2,
really
3
think
years.
about going and take away my life, right? But I didn't want to wake up.
You don't, yes,
That makes
exactly.
sense?
Yes. Like if the plane falls, it's cool. I'm just
Yes.
not going to do it myself.
Exactly.
Like, which is an insane. I think a lot of people don't understand that, like, headspace and how hard it is to dig yourself out of that hole. Most people can't dig themselves out of that hole.
And that's why I say that I believe today that feelings aren't real. Feelings are literally a reaction to a perceived wound that hasn't been healed since you were a child. You're dealing with something from childhood. It's just a reaction. But I've learned to conquer everything. I went through adversities. I pretty much died many different ways, many different times. And I'm here. And I'm a living proof that anyone could do anything they want. They set their mind to it. It takes time and it takes work. Like I said, now I'm going to play in a movie. Now I'm going to fight some guy in front of 30,000 people in an arena. My dream as a child was to be a fighter, to fight in the UFC, all these things. Because of the arena, not because of the UFC, because of the arena itself and everything. And to show that I'm the greatest fighter. I never fought in an arena, and now they're putting for me a show, 30,000 people.
And it's all because when you were in your most difficult time, your friend told you, bro, you got to get online.
That started all of this. Made music, made some great music. I'm the most viral man on the planet. I don't even have to post. It's not even me posting. It's everyone posting about me. People don't even know me from my page. They know me from all the other pages that exist.
I mean, this is the biggest gap in our society right now is fatherlessness, not having good male role models. I mean, before we were talking about the gangs.
Yeah.
When they come from single mom homes, they join the gangs because all they're looking for is a father figure.
Yes.
And that father figure could be a demon, by the way, as it is in some gangs.
Yeah, I'm very extreme. Before social media, as I started, I said if in 1 year I don't become one of the most famous people, I took a bullet out of my 9mm and I put my name on it, put my name Ben. And I said, if King Azoulay isn't known as King Azoulay, then Ben needs to die. And there's only 2 ways for Ben to die. Either that bullet gets shot somewhere in the field, not on me, Ben died because now he's only King Azoulay. Or King Azoulay didn't come into life because I didn't do a good job. So within 12 months, this Ben has to go. And I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to shoot myself. So I wrote my name on a bullet. And after 6 months, King Azoulay was King Azoulay. I still have the bullet. We're going to go shoot it. Time to get rid of it. Yeah.
You reach your objective.
Yeah. I thought I started 3 years ago. I only start now. 3 years ago, I thought it was the beginning. Nah. We are at the starting point.
Why
right
is it now the starting point?
Oh, I could feel it. It's way different. I'm 36. That's double life in Hebrew and Gematria. 18 is life. 36 is double life. I just started my new life. The wisdom that I received 3 years ago was like out of this world. 33 was like, wow. It's when I came onto social media. Now 36, it's wisdom that I can't even explain. It's a different level. And people could feel it, even though it's through a camera, through video, they could feel it. I'm coming to save everyone that wants to be saved, and I'm coming to take out everybody that needs to be taken out.
What do you see as like the immediate future in front of you? What would you like to see happen? Is the most important thing that, you get your son back in your life? I mean, how do you prioritize the immediate future?
My goal is that by his bar mitzvah, I will do his bar mitzvah for him.
13 years old.
13.
Yes.
He wasn't raised as a Jew, but I will help him. So by that time, we could do his bar mitzvah. That's going to be 4 years from today. So for the next 12 months, I have to beat up multiple people. I'm going to beat up the Nazi. I'm going to beat up a couple more guys. Do the movie, possibly do another movie. And keep pushing out content so he will know who I am. So in the next year to 2 years, I want to have him back in my hands.
Wow.
When I finish this fight, I'm going to travel the world. We're going to do a world tour. I'm going to do get-togethers, seminars, feed children around the world, go and feed orphans, get all that content out there so people get inspired to go do the same with their life and then help others. Because the way I saw it is like this. Most people believe that God gives them money to tell them, wow, here, now you're making a lot of money, keep making more. Where I knew, okay, God gave me enough money. So now he freed up time where I don't need to work and now I could go help others. That's how I saw it. People need to see that. People need to see that in them. There's a lot of successful men who are not taking time off of work. It's like too greedy. If your search for happiness is on a number, your search for happiness will never end, because a number is infinite and a number never ends. So you can't put your happiness on a number. It's never going to end. And then you have people who delay their happiness. When I get that house, when I get that car, when I get that girl. No, I'm happy now. Yeah, I could be serious in moments, but I'm happy now.
That I think is peak masculinity, is needing nothing but still being at least satisfied and content with yourself.
Yeah, I'm at peace. If you live in the past, you're depressed.
Tortured.
If you live in the future, you're anxious.
And you're not enjoying today.
If you live in the now, you're at peace.
Yeah.
Enjoy now. When I'm here, I'm talking to you, everything exits out. I'm not there. I'm with you. That is a very, very, very hard thing for most people to do, is to be in the now. Forget everything around you. Forget your past. Forget the future. Because if you're living in the past or in the future, you never lived the now, then really you've never lived.
Message to men. In closing, I have two mini questions. What would your message to other men that are alienated from their children and have, gone suffering because of that? What would your message to them be? And you could, by the way, you could look right in the camera, you could say it to me, whatever feels good for you.
So in life, you have to understand that I thought you need to chase things. You need to chase a girl. You need to chase money. You need to chase your children, but you don't. What you need to do is you need to attract them. In order to attract, you have to become attractive. When you become the best version of yourself, you start to run on different frequencies, different vibrations. Your energy is different. When your energy is different, you'll realize that everything will be magnetized to you. You're like a magnet. Everyone wants a piece of you. In that point in time, even your children will want to be around you. But going out there and chasing, that means that it's not the right time for you to have them around, because they're running away from you, even though it's a woman taking them away. But imagine this. Today you're overweight. You don't have money. Your mind is a little bit broken. But you work really hard for the next 100 days and you get a six-pack. You feel like a Greek god. You start doing business. Maybe you start doing sales. You make 2, 3, 4 times the average man. You start getting towards the 3%. And a year from now, you become the 1%. Maybe 2 years from now. I guarantee you that every single thing that you want will manifest right into your hands. But if you don't like yourself, why will others like you? Why would others want to be a part of what you're doing? I have so many people wanting to be a part of my journey, not because I'm a nice guy, not because they're a bunch of philanthropists, but because they are highly motivated by how disciplined I am and how I have everything aligned. Your physicality and your mentality and your spirituality are all linked. If you could put them together and align them, the stars and the cosmos will align for you to win. This is exactly what you need. If you do that, your kids will look up to you even from afar. I know my son will be watching the next year or two, and he's going to be watching and he's going to know King Azoulay is my father. I could have never been King Azoulay. I could have stayed home, could have met another woman, had other children, and forget that he existed. But I didn't. I picked the hard route. And the hard route is exactly what's going to bring me everything that I've ever dreamt of having. The easy route, the comfortable, you have to remember, men die under comfort. We thrive under pressure. We're like diamonds. Never forget that. You're a diamond, my friend. Just go sharpen yourself.
Message to your son. Do you have anything you want to say to your son if he watches this?
Donovan, I want you to know, I'm proud of you. I hope you're staying strong the same way I am. All this work is all for you. Everything I'm doing every single morning, the battles, the fights, the training, the waking up early morning, the going to sleep early, the staying away from parties, staying away from everything that I could be doing. Just so one day you're going to see me and going to say, Dad, I'm proud of you. And I'm going to see it. I'm going to see you and I'm going to give you the biggest hug. I'm going to tell you, welcome to the empire. May you be the new king. I built a kingdom for him. He's a prince. He doesn't even know it. Our reality is what we make out of it, not what people say we are. Some people could say, you're no king. Who are you to tell me that? It's funny because most people that tell me you're no king tell me Christ is king. But one of the biggest things that Christ was fighting for was to teach other men to build their own kingdom within them, not just to follow a religion, but to learn how to harness your power, your strength. You have a kingdom within you. And a man doesn't lose when someone takes away his queen. A man only loses when he forgets he is the king. He's the most important piece on the board. You could lose a knight, you could lose the queen, but as long as the king is still on the board. A king, my friends, wasn't meant to be moved. A king was meant to move everything else. I move everything around me. Nothing moves me. That's the power of a real king.
Over the last 30 years, we have seen the value of our work diminish and the price of real assets like land and homes increase to the point that for most people under the age of 40, the hope of owning their own home has been lost. The response of governments around the world to the 2008 global financial crisis and COVID was to defer the cost of these events to the future. They did this by printing money, in effect selling our futures to pay for their bad decisions. This is corporatism, not capitalism. Money printing didn't hurt those in power, nor those who supported them, because they had real assets, property, shares and businesses that rose in price to match the inflation of money supply. But for most of us around the world, it sold our future for a fraction of its value. In response to this, a mysterious figure known as Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin. He wanted to create a currency that could not be printed on command, thereby devaluing our labor. A currency that could be traded electronically between people without intermediation, allowing all of us to participate fairly in the economy. But if you tried to buy your groceries with Bitcoin, you'd stand at the checkout for at least 10 minutes, probably hours, waiting for the transaction to process, and the fee would cost you more than the carton of eggs and bag of apples. Bitcoin's limitations meant that it stopped being considered a currency in 2016 and was instead called a store of value. But it opened the door for someone to create a genuine currency that nobody controlled, but everyone could use. That someone is us. We created the Gajumaru blockchain and the Gaju currency. The Gaju is real money you can use, whether that is to buy a loaf of bread, pay for a haircut, buy a t-shirt, in fact buy or sell anything. It is a currency for everyday use. On Gaju Market, anyone can buy and sell any legal goods or services, just like you would on eBay, but at a fraction of the cost. Like Bitcoin, Gajus are mined on a computer. Unlike Bitcoin, mining Gajus does not require specialized equipment, nor huge power supplies. During our protected rollout, you can mine this on everyday computers, like the ones that sit in your home doing nothing for most of the day. We are working to get millions of people like you to mine the Gajumaru and be rewarded with Gajus that you can then use as real money. At the end of 2026, the Gajumaru will open to public mining. By then, we will have brought together millions of people like you to mine the Gajumaru. This will create such powerful combined computing capacity across so many millions of people that the Gajumaru can remain highly decentralized, enabling an economy for the people, by the people. To make all of this possible, we offer a variety of mining packages that combine all of the software and services you need on our website, gajumining.com. The software is simple to install, and there is a step-by-step guide that will get you mining and participating quickly and easily. You can buy those packages now. You can start mining the Gajumaru and being rewarded in Gajus now. Select a suitable mining package from the gajumining.com web store. Install and activate the software on your device and start mining today. This is an opportunity to be part of a movement to restore our humanity, our dignity, our sovereignty, creating a better future for everyone. For the first time in thousands of years, you will directly benefit from your work, your ideas, without being taxed by intermediaries or needing permission to be part of the global economy. We believe that capitalism is I win, you win, we all win, not I win, you lose. That's corporatism. We refuse to pursue venture funding that would demand we play the corporatist game, and chose instead to grow this movement by giving everyone the opportunity to benefit from their contribution to the movement. Just like being able to mine Bitcoin in 2008 or 2009, getting early access to mining the Gaju Mari now allows you to mine the greatest number of Gajus and benefit most from being part of this movement. We want to share that with you. We want the whole world to be part of this. We want everyone who cares about our future to get on board and take this from a movement to a reality. We want to see an economy for the people, by the people, now. Join us. Put your fingerprints on humanity's story, our history. Be a leader in the economic emancipation of humanity. It's simple. Go to gajumining.com, select the mining package that's right for you, and get started today.